running through the end zone, touchdown the field. Bills and Eagles, yeah, we never gonna yield. Stats and insights, we the legends of the game. Maggie and Perloff, we taking all the fame. I take stats, sing.
You get the final word, and enjoy Monday and Tuesday.
Bucky's rule.
Like, let's say, Jerry, I had a business and I sell dildos, right? That's reasonable.
Okay.
So if I want to advertise my dildos, I'm going to say, what's it cost? You're going to say,
$1,000.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 10:01. I'm Crystal Presley. This report is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB, Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. It's back to work for our baseball locals tonight, and both managers who are friends preaching similar messages for their teams right now. The Yankees off a 1-5 road trip, which ended with a victory. Back home to host the first-place Astros at the stadium. Manager Aaron Boone with his club 6.5 games back at the Blue Jays, but holding down the third wildcard spot in the American League.
I'm steadfast that I believe we have a great run in us. Believe in those guys in the room, but as we've been saying kind of every day, right? We got to go do it. You know, we start a big homestand where we got to pedal down.
They'll send rookie Cam Schlittler to the mound tonight, opposed by Hunter Brown, with pregame coverage at 6:25 here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Meantime, the Mets, losers of 4 straight, 7 out of 8, visit the Brewers, who've won 6 in a row, 9 out of 10, 21 of 25, currently own the best record in the league. Gut check time. Hello for Carlos Mendoza's team.
I think the number one thing is just understanding that, all right, we're going through it right now, but at the same time, we got to find a way to turn the switch here. You know, we know you're good. We know we're good here, but we got to go out there and do it.
2.5 back of the Phillies, but a 3.5 game cushion for the third NL wildcard spot. Kodai Senga on the mound while Brandon Woodruff goes for Milwaukee. It's an 8:10 first pitch tonight on Odyssey Mets Radio. Fan weather sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. 74 degrees. Partly cloudy skies in Central Park. And with Sports Flash is at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Oh, I'm excited. Do you know why I'm excited? Give it a second. Let it marinate. Think about it. Okay, why would Sal be excited today? Is it because he thinks the Mets are going to go nuts this weekend in Milwaukee? No. Is it because of Old Timers Day out at the stadium and the Yankees and Astros renew their rivalry and the Yanks need to get some wins? No. I mean, those are good things, but I'm not looking forward to that just yet. What I am excited about is it is Friday. If you walk outside, certainly in the city, it has a little bit of a fall feel to it. It's our first football Friday of the season, and it's an important one. Not necessarily, obviously not in the results, but think about it. Tomorrow, we here as New York sports fans get to watch both of our football teams that has in games that will have some meaning beyond just what we see on the surface level. Obviously, the preseason results don't mean much. And obviously, preseason football, even within the year leading up to this year, doesn't mean that much. Although I will say that now you're starting to see teams maybe ramp it up a little bit, with the Jets in particular saying, Aaron Glenn, I'm playing our starters. How long, we'll find out. But we are going to get a look with both these teams into the future, not just the immediate future this year. Sure, you'll see some of that, but the future. What is an Aaron Glenn-led team going to look like? What is Justin Fields as the Jets quarterback going to look like? I don't care if it's one series, one drive, two drive, whatever it may be. You're going to get a little glimpse into the Jets' future, not just with Justin Fields, but certainly with Aaron Glenn and his coaching staff. It's always exciting when you see your coach, a new coach for the first time, unveil his team. And we get to see how it is, how disciplined they're going to be, how aggressive they are, whatever it may be that you're looking for. But we're going to get to see that from Aaron Glenn and his Jets tomorrow night in Green Bay. And with the Giants, while I'm certainly excited to see Abdul Carter, the player that I thought was the best player in the draft, if I had the number one pick and I'm the Giants, and obviously, you didn't love the quarterback situation, Abdul Carter to me is the best player in that draft. Giants got him at number 3. And now all the talk you're hearing about is this Giants defense and how big and bad that could be. So you want to get a look at that, but also a look into the future. This is going to be our first look at Jackson Dart. I mean, I don't count training camp. I know some people do and look at the numbers and all that stuff, whether it be Dart or Justin Fields. This is going to be our first look in game action of the Giants' future quarterback with Jackson Dart. What's he got? How does he look? Now, do you make a decision based off of one preseason game? No, but I'll be damned. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see what Brian Dable and Jackson Dart have in store in preseason week 1. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, Giants in Buffalo. It's football season. Yes, we have the baseball teams. Yes, they're struggling. They still should both be playoff teams. We'll do plenty on that. But this is, to me, the first real, okay, I'm into it. And honestly, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, if you would have asked me, am I going to be in the preseason? No, probably not. Matter of fact, I think I did say that. Even on Tuesday with Hop, I was like, I'm not going to watch these games. It's Saturday afternoon, want to be by the pool. But as we get closer to it and getting a little taste of some football last night, I can't get into the Hall of Fame game last week, but last night you started to get the feel of it a little bit. And then you see there's a couple of games tonight, a few games tonight, whatever it may be. And then tomorrow, knowing both of our teams are going to be in action, I don't think it's too early to start to get excited about. Now, look, we've been down this road before. What I was going to say is start to get excited about what should be a better football season. Who the hell knows with these two teams? Who knows? Hard to predict that. but at least there are storylines that we're looking forward to seeing right out of the gate. Preseason actually should mean more than it used to because there are fewer games, obviously one fewer game, just the 3 games, and because other teams, the majority of teams, still don't treat preseason the way that I think need to be treated. Like you got to hit the ground running. We've talked about this for years. It feels like the preseason is just an extension of training camp. And then the first 3-4 weeks of the regular season in the NFL are what the preseason used to be, teams trying to find their way. Well, according to what Aaron Glenn is saying here, I don't think he's messing around. I don't think Aaron Glenn just looking at this. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to go pedal to the metal and Justin Fields going to play 4 quarters. I don't expect that. I don't expect to see all the starters for the Jets playing the entire game or the entire half even. But this is not messing around time here. Hey, we got a game. And to get you ready, get you in game shape, both physically and mentally, we're going to play hard here. This is a football game, and we're going to treat it as such. And if teams do that, Jets, Giants, whoever, you're going to have an advantage over the teams that don't do that. Teams for the last several years been all about protecting the players and health and all that stuff. There's an element of that obviously you have to understand. The priority is keeping guys fresh, keeping guys healthy. You can't live with somebody getting hurt in the preseason. But you also can benefit tremendously from playing hard in the preseason to get you set. So when week 1 starts in the regular season, it's not just another evaluation game or an experimental game that happens to count. You're hitting the ground running. You know where you're at week 1 in the regular season. And these are the steps that are getting us there. And, to me, it was refreshing to see Aaron Glenn in such a terse way as well, saying, yeah, I'm playing the starters because I want to. I'm playing the starters. That's important. Now, what you have to be cautious of, obviously, or be ready to deal with is you play the starters, there's always going to be, knock on wood, that risk of injury. You saw a little bit last night, Anthony Richardson with the Colts getting banged up. Hey, you've seen it before, preseason, years past, guys getting hurt and unfortunately torpedoes or can torpedo a team season. But, hey, that's the NFL. What's the difference if it happens in week 2 of the preseason or week 1 of the NFL? So I've gone back and forth on this in recent years, and I think with certain people like Aaron Rodgers when he was here with the Jets didn't need to play every preseason game, obviously, being the veteran that he is. Although look at the way that it panned out here. But if you're Aaron Glenn and you want to see what this team's made of and you know what you're working with right out of the gate, let's see it. Unleash him. And as for the Giants, a little bit of a different story. Russell Wilson's not a guy who you need to see play in the preseason. We know what Russell Wilson is. And I wouldn't be so sure if I'm the Giants, I'm not unleashing all my best defensive weapons, certainly not in week 1 of the preseason. That's why with the Giants, the intrigue comes not as far as what they're going to see of the season. And also, we know what's going on with Shane and Dave. Like, we've seen these guys for years. So it's not a new regime that we need to see how they're going to establish themselves in any kind of game situation. But it is about the future and Jackson Dart. I remember watching preseason games with Daniel Jones many years ago thinking, all right, let's see what we got here with this guy. How does he look? In game action, it's different playing against your own team in training camp. So we're going to see what Jackson Dart has to offer tomorrow. There's a lot to watch for in week 1 with both the Jets and the Giants as we get set for what should be a much more positive season. Now, I know that it's hard to be really positive, not only based on the history with these teams, but also based on where they're at. The Giants are not necessarily built to have great success this year. Does it mean that they can't win some games and maybe be a fringe playoff team? I don't know. We're going to find out. We've seen other teams. Nobody thought that was going to happen in 2022 with the Giants, and yet they did it. With the Jets, I feel like there's more of a feel where at least the floor with the Jets you feel like should be more solid with Justin Fields and running the football and Aaron Glenn and his mentality and their defense. Maybe they could be a more competitive team, 8-9 wins, and sneak themselves into the postseason, although the AFC is loaded. We got 2 things going against each of these teams. With the Jets, you look at at least I look at the AFC as being more challenging. Think of National League, American League. To me, the AFC is more like the National League, more challenging to get in. And, the NFC may be a little more wide open, but you look at the Giants' schedule, and it is brutal. And as much as I like to minimize, and we talked about this with Francesa yesterday, in case you missed it, check out the free Odyssey app. Much as I like to look at it and be like, you can't look at the schedule now. It's not like the schedule now is going to look far different once we're actually in season. But hard to make an argument that the Giants are going to win many games when you look at, the first 9 weeks of their season. I think they could win the first couple of games. At Washington, I think that's a very winnable game. At Dallas, very winnable game. I mean, there is a chance, dare I say it. Now, again, we need to see a lot more, obviously. Maybe I'm letting the excitement get the best of me. But there is a chance the Giants could be the second best team in the division. There's a chance. If their defense is as good as everybody says it is, I think Washington's going to have a down year. We've seen this before. Look at the Texans last year, where everybody was expecting, C.J. Stroud, Texans, Amico Ryan, they're going to be great. Now, they were in the postseason. They won a bad division, but it was a clear setback or a step back in year 2 with the Houston Texans after that great rookie season from Stroud. And the anticipation and expectation is, Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are only going to get better. I'm not so sure about that. They've got some issues. Not only the McLaurin stuff, but they've got some issues here. And you need to see Daniels go out there and prove it for a second year. We've seen guys have one big year. I'm not saying I don't like Daniels. I do. But what I'm saying is I think there is a path here. I don't think Dallas is as good as everybody makes it seem. And it also seems like the off-the-field stuff, or even obviously impacting the on-the-field stuff with Parsons, but Jerry Jones just looks lost. Do you believe in their coach? I don't. Schottenheimer, really? That's their head coach. He's going to lead them better than McCarthy did. So I think you can make an argument against the Cowboys. And if the Giants' defense is as good as everybody says it is, then maybe they can end up being the second best team in the division. I can't see a scenario where they're better than Philadelphia, not even close. Totally different levels. But what have we learned about the NFL? I mean, obviously how important quarterback play is, sure, and the Giants forget about having great quarterback play or great offense. It'd be nice to just score some points. But the one thing that can negate a difficult schedule, the one thing that can negate a tremendous offense, meaning from the opposition, is an excellent pass rush. If you can get to the quarterback, anything is possible. And this Giants team should be able to get to the quarterback better or as well as anybody else in football. Chiefs, Chargers, Eagles, Broncos, Eagles twice, Niners, tough schedule. I get it. But maybe that schedule looks a little bit easier if all of a sudden you see Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau going to work, putting those quarterbacks on their rear end, wreaking havoc in the backfield. Will the offense match? That's the question marks I have, whether it's the offensive line, the ability to run the football. I know Neighbors is a stud if he could stay healthy, and you expect Russell Wilson will make some plays. But will the offense do enough consistently to take advantage of what should be a tremendous defense? We're going to get a look, at least a little insight, an early peek into the Giants. But then, even more importantly, what about Jackson Dart? How does he look in NFL competition? We're going to get a glimpse into the future tomorrow. With the Jets, I want to see. We've heard about it. We've heard the talk from Aaron Glenn. The talk about the discipline, the talk about no penalties, cleaning things up, hard-nosed Bill Parcells-like running this team. Well, let's see it, because you can see those things in preseason. I remember doing this, on the heels of having Mike on yesterday. The first time I really paid attention to preseason was when the Falcons drafted Matt Ryan. He was the rookie quarterback. And back then, rookies didn't have great success early on. But I was intrigued. I wanted to see what the rookie quarterback could be. And he was going to be the starting quarterback, obviously, that year. And watching that preseason, I learned that, wow, this team's actually going to be good. Now, if you remember, and you probably don't, why would you? But that year, Atlanta played Detroit week 1, and it was a popular pick in knockout pools. Everybody was taking the lines. Atlanta's going to stink. They're ravaged. Mike Vick, Bobby Petrino, they got a rookie quarterback. Matt Ryan, who is this guy? Is he any good? Mike Smith, a head coach nobody ever heard of. But if you watch them in the preseason, you could see, I remember thinking, wow, this guy's actually good, and they've got some great receivers here. This team could be pretty good. And guess what? They were. So from then on, I learned that you can take certain things away from the preseason. Now, the preseason has changed over the years, like we mentioned. One less game doesn't mean as much as it used to, even going back 10, 15 years ago with Ryan, it was 2008, 2009. So you're going back, almost 20 years now, which is hard to believe, but still. So you're going back a long ways. But you're starting to see a little bit of it turn around now where teams are realizing, hey, we know that injuries are a big risk here. You can't have these guys in bubble wrap. Got to go out there and play. And the only way you're going to get better, the only way you're going to gel as a team, the only way you're going to be ready to go week 1 is if you do play in the preseason. And that is what you're getting from Aaron Glenn. And that's something that we're going to evaluate. How hard is this team going to play? What are they going to look like? How frustrated is it going to be when they don't? What adjustments are they going to make? There are things we are going to learn about both the Jets and Giants tomorrow. Football season is here. Football Friday. BT and Sal on the Fan. BT on vacation. He'll be back next week. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. On the subject of football, we will have Nick Costos. Obviously, you're familiar with Nick. If you listen to the station, he does the weekly spot with BT and I. He's been on the Fan as a part of the Fan for years. He does his football morning, his Sunday morning football show. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is at this particular point more prepped for the NFL season than one Nick Costos. So we are going to learn together. We are going to get educated together from all the insight and intel that Nick Costos has. He's going to be in studio for at least an hour with us coming up at 12 o'clock. We're going to do all football. We'll get some fantasy advice going in the season, over-under bets, all those different things, which teams we're looking for to be sleepers. Doesn't have to be just about the gambling, obviously about as it pertains to the Jets and Giants as well. How the league is going to look. So we'll get all that insight from Costos later on. Let's hear from you guys. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan. Jimmy in Warren County starting us off. What's up, Jimmy?
What's going on, Sal? How you been?
Good, Jimmy. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right. See you talking some Giants. I wanted to ask you. You know, we have the offensive line problems over there. You know, Andrew Thomas hurt. You have the Neal experiment. We can't get him and Illuminor together. Rotating guards, a lot of problems. I feel like our center, John Michael Schmitz, he flies under the radar. That guy gets thrown around, Sal. And I'm reading that he's not having a good camp.
Well, think about it. I was watching something this morning. I saw Recco tweet it, and I watched it. There was I think it was Chris Long, who was giving, former defensive lineman Chris Long, giving his thought on the Giants. And he went over the offensive line because talking about, first of all, he was talking about the defense and Dexter Lawrence, and then saying that those guys, specifically John Michael Schmidt, he needs to prepare every day to go face Dexter Lawrence. So maybe he's getting thrown around, but who isn't getting thrown around by Dexter Lawrence? So to me, that would only
Thank
make
God
it
he's
better.
on our team.
Yeah, well,
Thank
right.
God he's on our team, right?
Yeah.
Because he does get thrown around. He flies off my TV screen for 3 years now, and I feel like his blunders go under the radar because guys coming off the edge with the tackle problems. You know what I mean, Sal?
Look, if Thomas is hurt, Jimmy, and yes, I know what you mean, and thank you for the call. And Mike alluded to this yesterday. He didn't say specifically, but Mike alluded to hearing that there were some problems with the offensive line as far as health goes. Now, if that means Andrew Thomas and he is compromised in any way, shape, or form like we've seen, that's a difference maker for this offensive line. There are ways to overcome it. We have not seen them and Brian Dable be able to do that. And Andrew Thomas is supposed to be one of the best left tackles in the sport. So when you lose him, you're up against it. But their offensive line should be improved. Again, I don't know about the details with the health. I'm assuming everybody's going to be healthy going into week one. The offensive line should be improved. Remember, BT and I had Illuminor on a year ago, and I thought the offensive line was okay, especially considering all the shuffling that they had to do. Neal's been a total bust. We know that. We'll see what the Giants' offensive line will look like, but that is going to be a big part of it. We could focus on the defense all we want. We could focus on Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors. If the Giants' offensive line cannot either help run the football or protect Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson this is not prime Russell Wilson where you want to see him running all over the field. You want him throwing the football down the field, enough time to throw those deep balls, which he excels at, the accurate deep ball. That's what you want to see from him. So if the offensive line is banged up already or compromised, it's going to be a problem. But we know their defense should be able to make up for it. Maybe they win low-scoring games. I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm excited for both the Giants and Jets. Football is in the air. Preseason week 1, a glimpse into the future for both teams. The immediate future and maybe the distant future as far as it pertains to Jackson Dart. 888-808-1019. We're talking football on this Friday on The Fan. BT and Sal.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, New York, looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, Verizon's offering Fios home internet and one line of mobile for just $69.99. Yes, that's right, just $69.99 per month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios for just $19.99 per month with autopay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store today to get this limited time offer and switch to our 100% fiber optic network and reliable 5G network. Fios, for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Fios $15 monthly bonus discount applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. $99 Fios setup charge applies. Bring your phone. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Wellness isn't just what you do. It's what you absorb, hydrate, and fuel with. At Terra Origin, we combine ancient Ayurvedic wisdom with modern science to support your whole body from the inside out. Gut health for balance, healthy hydration for performance, healthy greens for clean energy and recovery. Because when your body's in sync, everything else flows. Find your formula today at TerraOrigin.com and use code RADIO to save 25% off your first order. Terra Origin, rooted in tradition, built for now.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Sunday, September 7th for a special celebration. It's C.C. Sabathia, Replica Hall of Fame Plaque Day, and the first 40,000 guests in attendance will receive a C.C. Sabathia Replica Hall of Fame plaque presented by WFAN. Tickets are going fast. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today. Welcome back Hall of Famer C.C. Sabathia on Sunday, September 7th. Buy tickets now at Yankees.com/tickets.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the Fan. BT on vacation. He'll be back next week. Let's take a window seat to Giants training camp, sponsored by Windorama's First Down Deals, 30% off your installation project. And look, I can't get nuts about training camp numbers, but I see them, and you can see what's going on. Bobby Skinner, who hosts the Giants podcast, Giants Nation podcast. I better make sure I get that right, because I know he had two different ones, but he's the guy that I follow with all the Giants stuff. Yeah, Giants Nation pod, Bobby Skinner. He is tremendous with his information. Actually, he's a nut job about it. I mean, if you're over the top nutty about the New York Football Giants, Bobby Skinner is your guy, and the Giants Nation pod is your thing. He's got excellent information, breaks it down to levels that put me to sleep, as a matter of fact. But if you're into that sort of thing, it's obviously great information. You can see the rapport that, now who wouldn't have a great rapport with Malik Neighbors, but you could see the difference in rapport with Russell Wilson and the current group of receivers than what Daniel Jones had with the group of receivers a year ago. So there are certain things you look at, or at least I would look at, right? You could have all the information, and once you gather the information from training camp and watch what you want to watch, or read about the practices, or hear the people that are there, or if you go there yourself and watch it. We were not there. Obviously, the morning show went, the afternoon show went. BT and I did not get a chance to go, though we did 2 years ago, and it was pretty cool getting to talk to some guys. But not that we need that to happen. I'm just saying that I was not there. I didn't make it a point to go to Giants camp. But reading from the people who did and talking to people who have, there are certain things you would take away from it. And for me, I look at not the interceptions, not the completion percentage. It's practice, so I can't get caught up in that. But I do think the target number, or how many throws, like the numbers from Russell Wilson to Malik Neighbors, are kind of similar as far as the amount of catches versus what it was with Daniel Jones a year ago. The big difference, the amount of touchdowns. Way more touchdowns with Malik Neighbors this year with Russell Wilson than it was a year ago with Daniel Jones. Now, does that mean anything? Maybe not, but that's at least something that, to me, that when I saw Bobby Skinner go over that, all those different numbers, I was thinking to myself, okay, well, this is something that you could take away from it here, where, yeah, Neighbors is a great receiver, and really, regardless of the quarterback, he's going to put up his numbers. But the idea that you would have that many more touchdowns with the same receiver and obviously a different quarterback, I think that could be telling right there. Now, I'm not going to get caught up in the Jackson Dart rookie numbers or how many interceptions he has and all that stuff, but you could certainly see, like tomorrow, we're going to learn some things about Jackson Dart in game. Is the game too fast for him? How does it look? Does it look like it's slowed down right out of the gate? Now, that would be obviously a great sign. You don't need to see that week one preseason. You expect it to be a little fast, but what are signs you're going to see? Those things you can't learn about in training camp, which is why I wouldn't go nuts about training camp, but there are certain things that you could take from that. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Either way, I'm just excited that it's football season. Like, don't get me wrong, I love baseball. Baseball, probably my favorite sport. But you could feel the excitement. We talked about it with Mike yesterday. He's excited. I'm excited. I know BT and I were starting to get excited about it last week when we were together here. Dude, maybe you still want to enjoy your summer. Sit by the pool, not go nuts the way that you would 1 o'clock on a Sunday in September. But tomorrow, whether you DVR the game, whether you watch it live, there are going to be things for both the Jets and the Giants that we should be looking forward to as New York football fans. Dante is in Bloomfield. What's up, Dante?
What's going on, man? How you feeling this season this morning? How you feeling?
Good, Dante. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I just had a quick question. I'm a Giants fan. I'm 31 years old. I'm still learning about the game a bit, but what do you say could beat the Giants' record? Let's say if their key players stay healthy, like Neighbors, Thomas, if he ever steps on the field. I mean, I'm sure he will, but him, Lawrence, and maybe like another piece defensive player that's on the field as well. But what's your prediction of the Giants' record if like those key players can like stay healthy?
It's a great question.
Do you say like maybe? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say it's a great question because I've gone back and forth about this, and obviously, if you asked me 2-3 weeks ago, as opposed to now, it might be a little different because I'm learning more information. We're gathering more information as these weeks of training camp go on. We'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen obviously tomorrow, and we can evaluate that then. So to me, I'm more hopeful of the Giants now than I was certainly 2-3 weeks ago. And I look at the first 2 weeks as winnable games. However, Dante, when you start to go over the entire schedule and their record, I can make an argument they could beat the Commanders. I can make an argument they could beat the Cowboys week 2. Hard to make an argument they're going to beat the Chiefs, Chargers, all right, Saints, whatever. Eagles, tough to make an argument. I think at best the Giants are looking at looking at an 8-win season. I think that would be for them an accomplishment. But I would probably bet the under 8, but I think at best they're an 8-win team.
No, I agree. Like 8 wins is enough. I'm not even going to go crazy. I might even go crazy if I say let's say if they get 9 wins in a wild card spot.
Yeah, well, you
that
love
would be
that.
Something exciting.
You love that, and thank you for the call, Dante. We appreciate you checking in. Get back to us during the football season about your Giants here. What's the number, Rami? The over/under for Giants 5.5. Is their win total?
5.5 for the Giants, yes.
Giants and Jets, I think, is both the same,
They were
right?
both 5.5. I do see some places now have the Jets at 6.5.
Because I look at the schedules here, and we'll do this with Costos. He's the expert at it. Look forward to having some fun with him. I did the same thing last year, and I got beat. I will bet both overs because I want to root for both these teams, and I want to have added interest, invested interest in it. I think you can make a case. Now, I know the Giants, let's say the Giants win those first 2 weeks. I know people are like, best case, you split. I think they can win those 2 games. And they might have to, by the way. All right, you want to say, let's say split. If they split, then lose that one. I'm trying to get how many wins we get it. 1, 2.
Should have done this with Mike.
3. I know, exactly. That's a win. 4, 5. I mean, they could beat the Bears, Packers, 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think the Giants are getting more than 8. I would be stunned. Now, if you want to really be optimistic and hold out hope, you have to hope the offensive line is healthy, plays well. Then from there, they're able to run the football enough. It can't just be Russell Wilson dropping back 40 times. Like, that can't happen. I don't care how great Russell Wilson was, how great Malik Neighbors is, can be. You can't throw the football that many times and expect to win, even with a great defense. But the recipe for the Giants is there because they have the veteran quarterback in place who can have some levels of success. They have the stud wide receiver, a young emerging tight end, and Theo Johnson. I don't know how well they're going to be able to run the football. My biggest issue with the Giants, my biggest concern would be offensive line, ability to run the football. Those are 2. And then, is the defense actually going to live up to the hype? There's good reason to believe it could. Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Burns and Lawrence are proven commodities. Kayvon Thibodeau has been inconsistent, but still his upside, especially now being helped with Carter being in place. Carter's an unknown, but I expect him to be a beast. If those guys reach their full potential together, and there's reason to believe that they can, that defense can carry them through this difficult schedule. Could it get them to 9 wins? I mean, that would be something. It'd be fun. Hey, it's sports. Anything could happen. We didn't think that was going to be the case in 2022. Now, as it pertains to the Jets, you feel like, all right, well, the Jets' schedule is a little bit softer. But I still just don't trust the Jets to be, I don't think the Jets have as good a defense as the Giants, even with the Jets' defense supposed to be good. Right? Remember, last year was supposed to be 85 Bears. All right, so what? Is that totally regressed? You would think if they're more buttoned up, if they're more disciplined, with a far, far better coaching staff than what they had under Robert Saleh or certainly Ulbrich, you would think they'd be competitive, but I'm not sure to what extent. I feel like the Giants have a greater chance to exceed expectations, whereas the Jets, I kind of feel like I know where they're going to be at, which is going to be roughly a 6-win team. I'm even taking a quick glance at their schedule. All right, you want to say Miami's no good. Buffalo's going to be tough to beat. I mean, they got more winnable games, but still, Ravens, Bengals, I think those teams are better than they are. Jaguars, who knows? Pats, maybe the Pats could be the difference maker in the Jets. What are we looking at the Patriots with Vrabel now? We know they're going to be much tougher, better coach team. Another year developing the quarterback here, year 2, better weapons around them. Are the Patriots going to be good, or are they going to be walkovers? Where are we looking at with the Pats? Maybe that could be a difference maker as far as the Jets schedule goes. I'll probably bet, I will bet both teams over just because, but I also would bet that both teams will go over their kind of lame 5.5 win total. Frank is in White Plains. What's up, Frank?
Hey, Sal. How you doing, Sal? Thank you very much for taking my call.
What's up, Frankie?
Listen, Sal, I'm a diehard fan, Giants fan. But I don't hate Jets either. Only thing is because the Jets, I don't like the owners. That's my problem. But anyway.
But Frank, it's a great point. It's a great point, but you kind of have to let that go because the owners aren't going anywhere, and he did hire a head coach that has people excited. The hesitation I have with the Jets is twofold. Number one, I don't believe the quarterback can make enough plays through the air. Number two, I am afraid to fall in the trap again. I believed in Aaron Rodgers.
I agree with you.
And I got burned. I'm afraid to fall in that Jets trap again. With them, I need to see it to believe it. Okay, good.
I agree with you, and I wish him the best. Because I watch Jets. I am not this kind of people, hate one team and love others. Everybody should win, and I have no problem with that. But I think, I tell you, if Wilson is going to play good, which his age, he's older guy now I wish I'm his age, but anyway, what happened is that if he's going to play his games, he's going to be in top of his games. Giants could win 9, maybe even 10. I'm overreacting, but they could win 9 games, I'm telling you.
I don't know, Frank, and thank you for the call. I hope that that's the case. 9 might be a bit of a stretch. And I'm not going to let Mike's opinion get in the way of my philosophy. Because I'm thinking, I say this with BT, I don't care about the schedule. It looks one way now. And then I was thinking about it after Mike was like, their schedule is brutal, which obviously we all know that it is on paper, but he was making a real strong point about it. And then I went back and looked at it again last night. And I'm like, God, and he's right. It is brutal. How do you find wins in there, even if you paint the best case scenario? But I can paint a best case scenario and find wins right out of the gate. I mean, I think if your path to 9 wins, if you're the Giants, has to start with 2-0. Has to start with 2-0. I mean, you want to tell me that some combination after the first 3 weeks, they got to be 2-1? Okay. But I would fully expect them to, at best, be 2-2. I think the Chargers are going to be great. I love Harbaugh. Felt that last year. I'm a big believer in coaches in the NFL. Harbaugh is a proven commodity. I wish the Jets or the Giants would have hired him years ago, if not last year, prior to the Chargers doing it. So I'm a big believer. I would pick the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl. We'll talk with Costos about that a little bit later on. That's how good I think they're going to be. So Chiefs-Chargers, even though they're both home games, hard for me to see a way the Giants could win those games. Hey, anything could happen. But at worst, you want to be 2-2 going to the Saints game. Saints should be a layup win. Then you're looking at the Eagles. That should be, a loss. 3-3, would you take that? I'd take that. Problem is from there, let's say you're 3-3. Let's even say you're 4-2 somehow by some miracle. 4-2 going into the Broncos game week 7, which is, God, it's time for that. October 19th, week 7, the Giants 4-2, relevant football? I think that's a tough ask to beat the Broncos on the road. Then you wash it down with the Eagles on the road. And then you got the Niners. Let's say you win one of those games. Now you're 4-2, so it'd be 5-4 at Chicago, Packers home, at Lions. I don't know, man. It's tough. Even the end of the schedule for the Giants. I think the Giants, much like I'm saying with the Jets, can depend on the Patriots and how we look at them. Bills great, Dolphins not so much. What are the Patriots? For the Giants, there are kind of 2 flex where it could be Commanders if they are close to what they were a year ago or improved. That's going to be tough. And what are the Cowboys? Those 2 teams. See, I don't look at the Commanders as good as they were a year ago. And by the way, the Giants could have beat them last year. It should have beat them, as a matter of fact. And I'm usually high on the Cowboys. The whole Parsons thing, Jerry Jones, the head coach. I could see the wheels falling off with the Cowboys this year. That's where my gut's going right now, is that the Giants have a chance to be the second best team in their division if things break right. If you believe Dallas is going to be really good, then the Giants are screwed. If you believe Washington's going to be really good, because we all know Philadelphia is going to be really good. Brad is in Mineola. What's up, Brad?
So it's funny you brought up Harbaugh. I'm a huge Michigan fan. Been a Michigan fan since I was 5 years old, and we're not beating the Chargers. They're a well-run team with a great coach. But the point that I wanted to bring up is that if the Giants can't score, if the Giants are going to score 16, 17 points a game, which, by the way, I think the Giants were 1-7 in one possession games last year, which is horrendous, but they were in one possession games. If they could score, if they can get 20, 21, 22 points per game, then our defensive line is going to be able to do work. If they can score, then we're in situations where we are going to, where the teams are going to be running the ball, running the clock out, and our defensive line is not going to be working in the end of the third, the whole fourth quarter. So I think it's all about the offense working. And let me ask you a question before you say what you're going to say. Did Russell Wilson have a better offense last year on paper with the Steelers, or a better offense this year with the Giants?
I think that's a great question. I would probably say the Giants this year. But we need to see it. I mean, I don't like and it's a great question, Brad, and thank you for the call. Now, a quarterback's a big part of that offense, but if Russell Wilson, the quarterback, is the same from what he was with Pittsburgh and now the Giants this year, I feel like Neighbors takes the Giants to another level. I also like Theo Johnson, and I just like the foundation that the Giants have built. I thought the Steelers would be better, and I think the Steelers are going to be better than they were last year with Aaron Rodgers this year. But we still have not seen a great offense from Brian Daboll, who's supposed to be the offensive mind. We haven't, forget about even seeing a great offense, we haven't seen a good offense. And sometimes a good offense, like I know you're going to judge it by the total points. To me, especially with the defense like the Giant, with the potential of the Giants, to me, a good offense would mean moving the bleeping football. Move the chains. Drive it. Control the clock. Keep your defense fresh. Field position. That stuff still helps you win games. I didn't like the Steelers' offense at all last year. I thought they'd be better. They were disappointing. And I love Mike Tomlin. So I would say probably slightly I'd give the edge to the Giants, but we have to see it. BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019, talking football, Jets and Giants. This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day, or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 101.9 FM.
The Red Sox are not making the playoffs despite their hotness lately. Write that down.
What, you want to bet on that?
Yeah, what do you want to bet?
I don't know, but I want to bet that because they're making the playoffs.
Okay.
Well, we'll think of something.
Loser can't leave the room until they complete the 999 challenge.
Oh, I like that.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is JR from the JR Sport Brief Show with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is hurt again, and this time it's not his fault. In last night's preseason opener versus the Ravens, he was blindsided on a sack and was ruled out with a dislocated finger. Listen, he's already injury prone. He's in a quarterback competition with Daniel Jones, and now he's hurt. This doesn't bode well for the Colts, but let's be real. Choosing between Richardson and Jones is bad enough. I'm JR from the JR Sport Brief Show.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, hello. Listen to my voice talking to you about the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, C.J. Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can. And they did. Smell like Suntal and Speed, Driftwood and Drive, Sea Tides and Toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay out via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Town Fair Tire became New England's #1 discount tire dealer by giving you the absolute lowest prices guaranteed. And with over 100 stores from Connecticut to Maine, we'll beat anybody's price. Other dealers, we beat them. Warehouse clubs, we beat them. Online sites, we beat them all every day. So remember, for the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. BT on vacation. We're talking football on this Football Friday ahead of Week 1 preseason tomorrow. To those games, I'm mad at myself. It has nothing to do with football. We'll get back to the football in a second. I'm mad at myself. I screwed up. I drove in today, which I usually don't do. I'll drive to the PATH station and then take that in. Just it's easier. It's cheaper. Don't have to worry about the car, especially when I go down to SNY. But Surfside dropped off a little delivery. We mentioned that the other day. So I got to load up the car here for the weekend. So I'm thinking, all right, let me just drive in. I'm not going to lug the cases back on the train. I just can't do that physically. So I bring the car in. All right, pain in the neck. I'm driving around for 30 freaking minutes looking for a spot, even for a metered spot. Finally, I find one. And then you have to park in between trucks, worry about your car getting hit, whatever it may be. But I finally find a metered spot. I sit there, and then I leave. It's not legal until, I think, 10. And then I could pay, right? The 2-hour meter parking, whatever it may be. So I walk out like 9:45. Obviously, I got to be here a little bit earlier. And I write down the parking meter number, and I'm just going to pay the parking once I get here, whatever, at 10 o'clock. And next thing you know, I'm talking to Rami, talking to Dove, getting set for the show, talking to CeeLo, hanging out, doing the show with you. 10:45, and I'm like, oh, crap, I forgot to pay the meter. Damn it. And now I'm in a tough spot because I can't go out and check on it because, you know, I'm doing the radio show. The max break that we get is 5 minutes. Take me 10 minutes to walk to the car and back, 15 minutes. So I had to just suck it up and pay the meter from the phone like I normally do and hope that I didn't get nabbed already. Rami, you think I made it, or we think there's a ticket on my window? 45 minutes sitting there.
Plus the 15 minutes that you came in that it wasn't legal yet.
Usually I'm good with that. I rolled the dice with the 15 minutes last week, and I was okay. Fully expecting, like, watch, I'll get screwed with the 15 minutes. What do you think here? You think I'm screwed? Because you're right, it's an hour. Basically an hour sitting there with no parking on it.
I don't drive in often, so I am not the best gauge, but I would say an hour might be pushing it, yeah.
Dove, what do you think?
I will say this.
It's Friday.
I have not seen as many of those ticket givers in the last few months as they used to have around here, so you may have a chance.
Tell me there's a chance.
I know on the side streets, because sometimes when I do the morning show, you have to be out by 11. That's what street cleaning is.
Yeah.
You usually have till about 11:15. So you're right. That 15-minute window is there.
So the frustrating thing is, all right, if I get the ticket and I earned it, I forgot, I didn't pay. I mean, it's a slip of the mind. It's not that I'm trying to avoid paying it. Slip of the mind, but if I got it, fine. What would bother me is me now paying the meter.
That's the problem, correct.
Yeah. We have an intern around here. Yeah, maybe go see if an intern can go check on that. Where's Hoff when you need him? All right, actually, Hoff is with the Giants heading to Buffalo. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Mike is calling from Bergen County. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how you doing, Sal? First-time caller. Appreciate you.
What's up, Mike? We appreciate you calling.
Thanks. I think my biggest worry about the Giants this year, big Giants fan, is really forcing teams into those passing situations where you can see Burns, Thibodeau, and Carter really like balling out. I think Dex being there always double teamed and then not enough depth up front in the trenches besides those outside guys. I think it's going to maybe take away from their impact. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, the Giants have to. And thank you for the call, Mike. The Giants have to be able to get to the quarterback. So if they can't stop the run, then they're going to be in trouble. But why would you think that they're not going to be able to stop the run? Forget Kayvon Thibodeau. You're adding now. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. You don't, Burns, a pass rusher, Kayvon, a pass rusher, Abdul Carter. I would hope that the Giants have some linebackers there, including those guys, that can benefit the defense in the run game, because if, what good's a great pass rush if you're getting run all over? That's not going to do any good. I love Okereke. McFadden's pretty good. People seem to be excited about him. I think he's okay. I do love Bobby Okereke. So it's not like they don't have anybody else in there that can stop the run. Look, it's going to take everything. Obviously, up front, Dexter Lawrence is as good as there is in the league. The idea would be that if a team doubles Dexter Lawrence now with the addition of Abdul Carter, they're going to be in trouble. Whereas they could get away with that a year ago. Look, the Giants' defense, truth be told, it should have been better than it was last year. Because they still had, once they brought in Brian Burns, we're thinking the same thing last year as we're saying this year. once they got Burns. Ooh, Burns, elite pass rusher. Great move. Love it. Get to the quarterback. Burns and Kayvon and Dexter Lawrence. Ooh. Now you need Abdul Carter on top of that. That's why I'm hesitant to go all in. But I do love Carter. I think Carter's going to be better than what Burns and Thibodeau were a year ago. And he should make everybody else's jobs easier, meaning Burns and Kayvon. But, yeah, they got to be good against the run. I mean, if you can't stop the run, you're screwed. Look, we talk about this with baseball, like, oh, yeah, the bat's got to get going. Yeah, the bat's got to get going, but the pitching needs to do their job as well. Starters, bullpen. It's the top of the order. Yeah, well, the bottom of the order's got to contribute as well. Same thing with the NFL. Well, yeah, it's great that you have a great defense that can get to the quarterback, but if you don't stop the run, what good is it? Now, what it should help is maybe some deficiencies in the secondary, because guys shouldn't have enough time to throw the ball down the field to beat you. So it should help cover up some of maybe the weaknesses that the Giants would have in their secondary. But even if they do that and they stop the run, then it's okay, well, can they run the football? Can they move the football and score some points? Takes a team. BT and Sal on the Fan. Warrior calls when we come back. 888-808-1019.
New York sports is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. WFAN is the only place where Yankees, Mets, Giants, and Jets fans come together and sound off.
I like Soto. I mean, I like his attitude.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
The Fun in the Sun event is on at Nielsen Dodge. Your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram is here with 0 down payment, 0% financing available, and the credit help you deserve. Now that's fun.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X 4x4, just $359 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
You can get up to $1,500 over book value for any trade.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So, for super hot deals and fun savings, remember, fun is in the driver's seat.
Make this the summer event.
With approval term Jeep 24 Ram 42 months due at sign, Jeep 4654 Ram 4989 and tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
If you have back to school shopping to do, then you should make Macy's your first stop. That's because your Macy's store has back to school essentials at incredible prices, like complete looks from Epic Threads, Levi's, and Abercrombie Kids. Character outfits from Hello Kitty, Mickey, and Minnie Mouse. Plus backpacks from JanSport and High Sierra. The best part? Get it all for 25 to 50% off. That's right, up to half off. But hurry in. These back to school deals end Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
DQ presents the sound of happy. Hear that? That's the DQ chicken strip basket. Only $7.49 for a limited time. We're talking 4 100% white meat seasoned chicken strips served with fries, Texas toast, and DQ signature country gravy. Yeah, you heard that right. For crunch time in no time, it can only be the DQ chicken strip basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Football is back. Even though it's preseason, we got a chance to see the newest players in the league hit the field for the first time. One to watch, Las Vegas's new rookie running back, who was highly touted coming into the draft. He'll have a chance to prove his worth early, as the new coaching regime will lean on him heavily throughout the season. And we'll keep an eye on the new Vegas head coach, who looks for revenge against his former team in Seattle. No one likes having to choose. That's why, with America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid with America's best warranty, or the stylish yet capable Santa Fe Hybrid with the power to navigate the toughest terrain. It's like having your cake and eating it too, but you know, better. Hybrids from Hyundai. It's the best of both worlds. America's best warranty claim based on total package of warranty programs. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
When you travel well, your KLM Royal Dutch Airlines ticket takes you to more than just your destination. It takes you to winding streets, spontaneous detours, and the realization that neither of you is actually good with directions.
Recalculating route.
And when the final shortcut taken isn't exactly short,
welcome aboard KLM Royal.
Our crew is here to give you a trip home that goes just as planned. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. When you travel, travel well.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk Yankees and Mets all season long. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good morning at 11 o'clock. I'm Chris Lopresti. This report is sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Baseball locals are back from a much-needed day off. The Yankees at least return off a victory, the only one they got on a 6-game road trip. Now opening up a homestand with 3 against the first-place Astros. They'll send rookie Cam Schlittler to the mound tonight. He's opposed by Hunter Brown with pregame coverage at 6:25 here on the Fan and the free Odyssey app. Meantime, the Mets, losers of 4 straight, 7 out of 8, will visit the Brewers, who have won 6 in a row, 9 out of 10, 21 of 25. The Shoots at the top of baseball standings. Carlos Mendoza's club holding down the 3rd NL wildcard spot and still only 2.5 games back of the Phillies to top the NL East. That's where the manager's focus is.
We're going for the division, Sal. I mean, that's, we're trying to be the best team in the National League. I know we got work to do, we got to go out there, do it. But yeah, the division, man, that's the goal.
Mendoza, a guest of Sal Licata here on the Fan earlier this week. Tonight in Milwaukee, Kodai Senga opposed by Brandon Woodruff. It's an 8:10 first pitch and can be heard on Odyssey Mets Radio. Fan weather sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they are the experts getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. We've got 76 degrees under mostly sunny skies in Central Park, and with sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Chris Lopresti.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Township on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. We'll get into the Mets and Yankees, who return to action tonight. Yankees at home, comfy confines of the Bronx against those hated Houston Astros. Old Timers Day tomorrow. What better series to get things turned around and back on track for the Yanks than taking on the Stros? Mets will be back in action in Milwaukee. Last time they were in Milwaukee, we know Pete Alonso, Devin Williams, the rest is history. And the Brewers have been the best team in Major League Baseball. I think it's going to benefit both these teams to have these opponents right now this weekend when both teams in clearly a rut. Yanks obviously coming off a win, salvaging that final game against the Rangers. And the Mets have lost 8 of 9 here. But I like the idea that, hey, no soft landing, no Pittsburgh here. No, I don't know, pick a bad team. No Minnesota or Chicago White Sox for the Yankees. Hey, you have to ramp it up here. Let's go. 47, 48 games to go. And each team in the postseason right now, and got to pick up the play. We know that. They know that. I still believe the Yankees have a run in them. And I believe the Mets still have a shot at winning that division. But we can believe whatever we want. Got to go out there and actually do it. But I do think the caliber of opponents, specifically, the quality of Milwaukee and the Mets going back to a place where they had success, I think that'll help wake them up a little bit, you hope. And with the Yankees specifically taking on the Astros. If the Astros can't wake the Yankees up, being at home, old-timers weekend against the Astros, to me, that is a recipe for success. I do believe the Yankees will have a successful weekend here. And you got to go out there and do it. Anyway, we're talking football on the show today, 888-808-109, a little Football Friday. We can talk about other stuff, too, like Owen on Long Island wants to get some insight onto my skunk story. What's up, Owen?
Hey, Sal, I have to admit, when I heard the skunk story, I kid you not, I was on the Southern State Parkway, and I almost had an accident laughing so much. You have to play that bit over again.
Yeah.
If they gave an Emmy nomination for best storyline by a sports announcer, that skunk story would win you the Emmy, without a doubt.
Oh, thank you, Owen. I appreciate that very much. You would think that somebody around here would, they like posting the clips of me yelling at people, and it's like, oh, this guy sucks, all he does is yell at people. But when I tell a funny skunk story like that, it goes away. You hear it live, and you got to enjoy it. Or it's on YouTube, probably. I think.
Well, let me tell you. Hey, Sal?
Yes, go ahead.
The Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase was a riot.
Mm-hmm.
If they did something like that, that thing was really funny.
Well,
I mean, you didn't miss a beat. Well, you were very smooth. It was great.
I mean, well, Owen, this is what we do, and thank you for the call, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, they don't give awards out for that. I wish there were a category that had that. Best storytelling about a skunk in his home by a sports talk radio show host on the middays. They don't do that. And by the way, the skunk was not in the home, but the smell was in the entire home a weekend ago. Actually, I thought about it today, and in case you missed it, you probably could go back on the free Odyssey app or somewhere, right? And listen to that. It's got to be somewhere. But I was actually thinking about it today because it's Friday. I wake up, I'm in a good mood, knowing that I got the weekend coming, some time off, hang out with the family. Although last weekend was when we had the skunk issue. Well, I get home Saturday night, all okay from SummerSlam. I go to sleep in the middle of the night. I wake up and I can't breathe. I'm being choked out by some foreign smell in my entire house. Somehow my wife, who smells a fart from a million miles away, doesn't wake up with this. It was, it was a messy Saturday night and Sunday morning. But anyway, if you missed the whole story, you can go back and check it out. Zach in Paramus. What's up, Zach?
We have 2.5 hours left. You need to send someone down there to just find out if you have a ticket or not.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? You think now, here's the thing. I paid, so I left my car at 9:45. Parking is legal at 10. I didn't feed the meter through the app until 10:45. So I had basically an hour. Do you think I got nailed here, Zach, or you think I'm safe?
Oh, it's 50-50, man. I'm going to say you're safe just because it's a Friday.
Yeah, I hope so, too. Now, remember, I paid through 12:45, and if you're listening at 12:45 and my alarm goes off, you know why. So I got an hour and a half left of whatever. I paid the $13. Rami, maybe, now I hate to do that, and thank you for the call, Zach. We appreciate it. But I'm curious. Maybe you're curious. Rami, you're in for Hoff today. I hate to ask you this. Would you mind going, there's no intern around that we could send down there, right?
There's no one else here.
Dove, I'm not going to ask you to go down there. You're a vet, obviously. I'm not going to ask you to go down there. You think it's fair to ask Rami to go find out? For the people, not for me, but for the people who want to know about this thing.
There's no difference whether you know or not. If you got the ticket, it's too late.
No, there is
That's wrong. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Jay, that's what Jay on hold wants to talk about.
Yeah, there is a difference here because I would have to, if I know I have the ticket, then I'm not going to fill the final 2 hours of it. You know what I'm saying? It could save me $13 bucks. Jay has another part of this. Jay is in Stony Brook. What's up, Jay?
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, so Sal, I used to work in I used to work in Queens for a while in sales, so I was in and out parking left and right. You have a little bit of a grace window. So say you get the ticket and it shows you got nabbed at 10:32, but you got a ticket or you have the receipt saying you paid at 10:45. You have that 15-minute window where you could say, when you dispute the ticket, I was looking for the meter number. I had to plug it into my phone. I had to walk a distance. So in that dispute, you have that little 15 minutes. So it's not like a 45 minute that you have to try to dodge right now. It's roughly about a half an hour.
Ooh, that makes it better. I like that, Jay. Thank you for the insight there. See, I have gotten...
You got a chance.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. I have gotten these tickets before, and I'm like, usually, a lot of the times, actually, I'll pay the right way through the meter, and I come out, and there's a damn ticket on the window. And I'm like, what's going on here? I paid. Then I have to fight it, and usually it goes away. You show them the proper receipts and all that stuff, but it still is annoying. When those apps, especially when it first started with the parking apps around here, like every which way, I'm like, dude, I paid through the app. Like, is this app working or not? And then you know what happened? One time I really screwed up. Actually, it was when I was going for my first eye surgery, I think, where my wife drove me into the city in her car. And I was like, all right, well, I'll just pay the meter. But I forgot. I'm paying the meter. It was with my car and license plate. So I'm like, no, I paid, but it's a different car. And they would not give me a break. And I understand that, but like, come on. It's like the neighborhood play. Like, come on. I paid. It's still like my family's car is my wife's car. I made a mistake. I'm not trying to avoid it. I'm not trying to skimp out on things. I made an honest mistake. You're going to nab me for that? I'm in the neighborhood. I paid the meter. I parked the car. It's just the wrong one. There should be a neighborhood rule with the parking. I mean, it's impossible to get a damn spot around here. I remember when we were working in Astoria, this is like, I wasn't commuting to the city. We worked in Queens. So I was going from Long Island to Queens, and I was young. It was, 20 years ago. 25 years ago, maybe even now. No, 2003, I started as an intern. So we'd go to the building, whatever spot you could find there. I mean, there was a lot eventually, but I don't know why I was parking in the street on this particular day. Maybe I was an intern, so I didn't have access to a lot. I forget what it was. But I just saw a spot, and I parked there. It was a spot open on the street. I parked there. I had no idea. It was in front of a fire hydrant. Like, I didn't know. I know it's stupid, but if you're not educated, like growing up on Long Island, I could park wherever I want. I didn't think about a fire hydrant. I guess I didn't pay attention to that in the road test at DMV. But I learned quickly. Hey, you can't park in front of a fire hydrant. Those spots are obviously readily available. You can get those all over the place. The other spots, it's always something. They're impossible to find. Anyway, so is it okay? I don't want to, have people do things they don't want to do. I'll give you a pack of Surfsides. How about that, Rami? I'll send Rami down. Do you drink? Rami's on the phone right now. You like Surfside, Rami?
I love them.
Which one, the tea or the lemonade?
I like the lemonade. The black cherry lemonade is my favorite.
I'll give you a pack of the lemonade Surfside if you could go down and check for us.
Will do.
The people want to know.
And there's another person who just, part of it is, you could go to Coco if you want.
All right, one more here. Coco is in Manhattan, and we'll get back to the football. What's up, Coco?
Hey, Sal, I don't want to say Jay, but the window is actually 5 minutes.
That's it? 5 minutes?
Yes, 5 minutes. And a second guy might go if you don't pay the meter. They'll give you a second ticket.
Is that true?
Very true. Yes.
So wait a second. But yes. I'm gonna get double tickets. I've never seen that before. I've seen
if you don't pay within a certain amount of time, they will give you a second ticket. Yes.
But if I paid the first part of it, right, which I did, and there's already a ticket there, and I paid on top of a ticket, like they're gonna come back and see that my
No. Let's say you don't pay. Let's say your second time expires.
Yeah.
And you don't pay again, and you leave that one ticket in there, you will get a second one.
I'm gonna get double the tickets.
I'm telling you.
That's not right, Coco. If you get one ticket, that should be it. That's the rule. That's the rule.
In fact, some people will put a ticket on their car.
To park. I've never done that because I try not to get the tickets to begin with. Also, I've heard horror stories. Like my father drilled in me as a kid. When I was a kid, he was telling me, whatever ticket you get, just pay it and move on. Do not mess with that. Actually, because one time he got arrested in a wrong way. He was in his backyard, parents' backyard, swinging on the swing. Cops came, said, "You Joe Licata," and arrested him. And they thought he did something that he didn't, whatever it was. So ever since then, I guess he was paranoid. Maybe it pertained to something parking. I forget the exact story. I just know that he didn't do anything in that particular case. Although, was he lying to me? No, he didn't do anything. He was wrongfully, and then, of course, my grandmother went nuts, and you better get him out of there. He didn't do anything wrong. But he would always say, hey, if you get a ticket, right or wrong, just pay it and move on. Do not mess with that. Then I've heard people that are skimping out on tolls, or sometimes you get in trouble with that. They have the wrong license plate. Like, I don't want to mess with any of that stuff. Even though if I believe I'm right in something or I'm being wronged, I'm going to fight it. But ultimately, I don't want any issues. All right, even though I'm wronged, screw it. Pay the $65 or the $120, whatever it is. I'm also thinking I might have got nabbed the other day because I did drive into the city. I usually don't do that, but the freaking path wasn't working. That's what happened the other day. Was that earlier this week, though? Was that Monday? So the path wasn't working, so I had to drive in. And then the same situation. Parked, okay, but I remembered to park. But then I'm driving home, and, like at the end of a long day, I'm not saying I'm speeding. I'm not doing 90, but on the West Side Highway, I'm trying to get the hell out of the city. I want to go home. Put my daughter to sleep. And eat. Really, I want to eat and watch the games. And put my daughter to sleep. Spend some time with my daughter. So I wasn't going too fast, but maybe I was, let's say, 38-ish, 40-ish on the West Side Highway. And I felt, sometimes you could feel the flash go off. And I wasn't 100% sure. I'm still not 100% sure, but it was to a point where something got my attention. I was thinking, oh, crap.
40, you have no chance.
38, I have a chance?
Maybe. I think anything over 36, you're really...
So now I'm waiting for one of those tickets to come in the mail.
That's coming in the mail.
Oh. And I'm already starting to think of how I'm going to fight that one.
From personal experience, I'm with what your father said. Just
pay it and move on. I know. Yes. Take the L and move on.
Exactly.
You don't want any issues. I don't want anybody coming to my house and arresting me. I didn't do anything, I swear. Tolls, parking, I'll pay it all. Even if I'm being wronged. Most times. Let's hope I got a break here. All right, let's get one more football stuff in here before we take a break. Rami's going to go check on the car. We'll let you know, hopefully, when we come back. 888-808-1019. Bobby is in Hackenstown. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, good morning, Sal. How you doing?
Good. How are
you? Good. So, I called a while ago, and we were talking about, the potential for an 8-win season or whatever. And I don't know, I just got to thinking, man, it could be so much more than that, honestly. If you look back to the games last year where we lost for one reason or another, we really shouldn't have, right? And then, whatever, we could say a million things about that. But the one thing that I really want to point out is, I remember there was a time where we had Marcus Kuhn starting on our defensive line, right? And how far we've come from that point. My brother played with Kuhn at NC State, and he was a bum then.
Oh, okay.
And he was terrible, right? And look at where we are now, right? My brother also played ball with Wilson, and I'm happy he's on the squad. I really don't like him for personal reasons because the way he was over there at NC State. But what are we going to do with anybody? I mean, if we could put the work in to get the defense to where it is now compared to when we had Marcus Kuhn on the line, why the hell hasn't anybody done that? Excuse my language, sorry, but why hasn't anybody done that with the offensive line?
Done what?
Improve it.
Well, I mean, they've tried, Bobby. I mean, that's an issue, and thank you for the call. Dave Gettleman said when he first came in here, the hog mollies or whatever the hell it was he said years ago, that he was trying to do it. And I think Joe Shane and Brian Dable have tried to improve it. For me, I'm always about trying to build inside out. I know everybody gets caught up in Malik Neighbors and the sexy wide receivers and toys. I love the way the Jets did it years ago. DeBrickashaw, Ferguson, Nick Mangold. To me, now obviously that was a great offensive line, and that's why I liked what Joe Douglas did a year ago with Fashanu, whatever. I like the idea of taking offensive linemen. It doesn't always mean that that's the right pick. I mean, look, Gettleman did what Andrew Thomas, the Giants tried to do it with Evan Neal. Evan Neal was a bust. Andrew Thomas hasn't been able to stay healthy. Bringing in Illuminor, I thought was a good move. But again, they had to move him around last year due to injury. With the offensive lines to me could be like bullpens where, like, from year to year, outside of what the Giants had when they were winning Super Bowls with that great offensive line. And by the way, that's, when you have that kind of continuity and consistently, that's why you have Super Bowl level success. But from year to year, you don't know. Even good players, guys that have good years, if they get banged up and all of a sudden you have to move one piece and one part, it could change things. The whole key to the offensive line for the Giants is going to be Andrew Thomas and his health. The guy can't stay healthy. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. If he can, that will be a difference maker, specifically in making plays down the field. I like the idea of being able to run the football well. And with the Giants, with both Tyrone Tracy and Cam Scatterbo, assuming he can stay healthy, it should be a nice combination. Throwing Singletary, a little bit of him. They have enough backs to where, okay, running back shouldn't be a problem. Versatility out of the backfield shouldn't be a problem. They have a stud wide receiver, okay depth behind Malik Neighbors. Are they going to be able to have the offensive line hold up? I mean, how many years do we got to talk about the offensive line here? But it was supposed to be better. That was the biggest excuse that Giant fans had for Daniel Jones. Offensive line. And they got to figure it out. BT and Sal on the Fan. Hopefully we have an answer to the parking ticket or potential parking ticket. Oh, man, I hope I'm in the clear. I could really use the break. 888-808-1019. We'll continue with your calls, Jets and Giants. Nick Costos will join us in studio coming up at 12 o'clock. Get you all the info that you need, getting set for your fantasy seasons, any betting purposes, or really just thoughts on what's going on around the NFL. So we'll talk to Costos in studio coming up at 12 o'clock.
Swing on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx taking on the Astros. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Run or walk with Giants legends. The Giants Foundation will host a 5K race and kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt, and after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and a live DJ. Register now at Giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
D'Agostino, law, bite back.
I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800 Bite Back.
They call me the closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that. Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your nearest Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Al back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get back to your football calls here. Waiting Rami, who we sent down there. Rami Lavi, who's in for Pete Hoffman today. Hoff's traveling with the Giants. Giants will be playing the Bills tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Jets in Green Bay to take on the Packers. So we're excited about football season being back. And I really do think a lot of intrigue in this preseason week 1, where normally I wouldn't pay it much attention. But you talk about year 1 with Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields. There's a lot to see there with the Jets. And with the Giants, looking forward to seeing what they do, specifically Abdul Carter, but also if you want to get a glimpse into the future, Jackson Dart. Hey, I mean, it's got to be about the future quarterback. We've been yelling and screaming forever. Get a quarterback, get a quarterback, get a quarterback, and they've been yelling and screaming forever. We have one, Daniel Jones. Well, we didn't want that, so now we don't. No more Daniel Jones. He's with the Colts. Let that be their issue, and we get to see what Russell Wilson, well, not Russell Wilson, but what the Giants, obviously Russell Wilson in the regular season, but what Abdul Carter and that Giants defense can look like, and then, of course, Jackson Dart, if you get a glimpse of him tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Now, I sent Rami down to go see if I have a ticket. If you're just joining us, I had a park and filled a meter, and I forgot to do it. Like I parked and I left 15 minutes before the parking became legal to walk in for the show. It became legal at 10. Usually I just come in and I would pay it right at 10. I forgot until 10:45, and then I filled the meter immediately. But I'm not sure if I got a ticket prior to that in that 45-minute to an hour window. We sent Rami down on the street. Rami, have you found the car?
Yes, please. I have found the car, so if anyone wants to come find a celebrity or slash your tires, they can come find me.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not say where it is or what kind of car. That's exactly right. All right, just hit me with it. Ticket or no?
There is no ticket.
Yes! Yes, Rami, we did it! Thank you! New York City!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was almost hoping there would be.
Oh, dude, I would have been so bothered. You're all right. Maybe the better reaction if I did get one, but I'm glad I don't have to worry about it. Thank you. Now you got to remind me, and I set my alarm. I got to make sure I pay that meter. There we go. It's not all that big.
All right.
Thank you, Rami. You get
Will do. I'll see you soon. Yep. Yes, I get my surf side.
Yeah, surf side, it's sitting right there. I went in during the break and got it. It is right there at your desk. Thank you very much. All right. There we go, Dove. It's going to be a good day. Hey, they owed me one. Sometimes you get screwed by the city. This time I forgot. I made a human mistake. I forgot. I'm not trying to avoid anything.
There is a supervisor of these ticket givers that is now very upset and is going to take it out on his the people who should have given you a ticket.
No, I paid.
No,
I'm
not you.
Yeah.
Let's say you're the manager.
There can't be hawks in every car that's parked illegally for every minute. Like, I've seen cars double parked for hours, and people do things that they shouldn't be doing all the time. I didn't want to be wronged when I didn't have any bad intentions. That should mean something. My intention was to pay. I just forgot. Slipped my mind. Took me long enough to find a freaking metered spot, for goodness sake. I hope nobody's upset here. And they don't know what area it is, so they don't know the meter maid or whatever. All right, last one on this. Billy is in Stamford, Connecticut, who is a meter supervisor. Billy, you got some insight into this?
What's up, Sal? A little bit of insight. So I wouldn't call myself a supervisor. I just use that. But I have been inventorying in Stamford the exact number of meters that we actually have, and compared to how many meter cops we have. So we have approximately 500 to 600, and Stamford's like 150,000 people. So much smaller than New York, obviously. But we don't have exactly a great amount of people supervising and looking for meter, you could say, violations and stuff. So I would say, obviously, you have the result now, but I would definitely re-up on your parking for sure.
Now, do you know about, let's say I did get a ticket, Rami discovered a ticket there, would I be okay to just leave that ticket and not pay the meter the rest of the way, or could I get a double ticket?
I highly doubt that you get a double ticket. We don't do that.
Okay. See, there you go. I think we got some bad information there before, and thank you for the call, Billy. Yes, we did it. Yeah, I've never seen the double ticket. I've seen people throw tickets on the floor. I mean, maybe I have seen, if a car's sitting in the same spot for a couple of weeks, tickets piled up.
I've heard people complain they got a ticket twice.
Like, that would be egregious. If I got a ticket at 10:30, and then I walked out there at 3 o'clock, whatever, 2:30, and there was a double ticket on there because I didn't pay. Like, that to me would be ridiculous. If Rami went and saw a ticket and we left it there and didn't pay the second half and I got a double ticket for that, come on. Hey, look, I'll probably get nabbed with that ticket for the West Side Highway, 38 miles an hour, I'm sure. What are you supposed to do now, 25? Is that what it is? Man, I remember when that first started happening around here. Was it a couple years ago? It must have been, because I was driving in more often, maybe on the overnights, and I was trying to get the hell out of here, and I was getting tickets left and right. When I was like, what happened here? And then it was, you get the tickets in the mail. The rules have changed. You can't do more than 25 miles. I was like, what? 20 miles an hour? I might as well walk. I get it. Safety first. Follow the law, follow the rules. I'm an advocate of that, big advocate of that. But in the event you happen to forget, it's nice to know there was a little bit of a grace period today. All right, let's get back to the football. 888-808-1019. Mario's calling from Long Beach. What's up, Mario?
What's up, Hop?
It's Sal. What's up, Mario? You're on the air, buddy.
Oh, Sal, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
How you going, Sal? Let me ask a quick question before I ask my football question. What finally happened to the skunk smell?
It went away. Yeah, it went away. Like, thank God. So we opened up the window. It was there that night. It was there that day. Even though my wife claims that she didn't smell it as badly as I do, still, it was there. We opened the doors, opened the windows, and it just dissipated throughout the course of the day, and that's it. Thankfully.
Oh, okay, that's a great story. Yeah.
Well, I was worried the thing was dead or in the attic or something. Like, and I'm starting to really panic and be like, "What the hell's going on here?" But anyway, it's good for now. Thank you.
Exactly, it's a bad thing, and skunks also can carry diseases too. So there's other things involved with them too,
Yeah, and now here's the problem though. There is lasting impact on this, because I can't go outside. Like this morning, before I left for work, I went outside to get some pool water, a sample that I want to take to the store on the way home. I want to get it set for the weekend, and I can't walk outside now without looking in the rocks for a snake, because I saw a snake a few weeks back, and I can't now let my dog out at night without thinking about, hey, get back in here, because I don't want some skunk to spray you. So it does have lasting impact, even though the smell is dissipated.
Yeah. Great. So now my football question or comment about the Giants. You know what I think the problem really here is. I mean, Pro Football Focus is a very highly regarded information for football stats, isn't it? I mean,
I don't use it myself. Like, BT's more into the numbers and analytics. I like just watching the games and using my own eyes to detect things. But yes, that is a great barometer, and a lot of people use that as the be-all end-all. Pro Football Focus.
Yeah. So if you look at both the Giants and the Jets, where they're rated for offensive line this year, right? Offensive line, the Jets are rated 8. because they picked all those first-round picks.
Yep.
So they rated 8. Giants are 29.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, that's not good.
So now, one last thing, and I'll let you go because I know you got calls. But here's the problem with that too. They said, when I read the writing around it, they said they're rated 29, and they could be lower because Thomas is not even ready to play yet.
Well, that's a problem, and that maybe is what Mike is alluding to. And thank you for the call, Mario. Good insight there. Maybe that was what Mike Francesa was alluding to yesterday, saying that he was, hearing some things about the offensive line. If Thomas is not ready to play and he's banged up, that's going to be a problem. Not to mention their difficult schedule. I mean, we got to see how it pans out here. And maybe maybe I'm getting sucked into the Abdul Carter and the Giants hype, the defensive hype, and Dexter Lawrence. I love Dexter Lawrence. Matter of fact, last time BT and I were out there at Giants camp 2 years ago. We didn't go this year. We didn't go last year. 2 years ago, we went out there. We had Dexter Lawrence on with us, and I loved him. He was great. I was joking around with him about fantasy football for defensive tackles. Like, oh, don't you hate the fact that nobody drafts a defensive tackle? He's got a terrific personality, and more importantly than that, for Giants fans, he's tremendous at what he does. Maybe the best in the game. So as far as defensive tackles go, so you have Dexter Lawrence, you have Abdul Carter, you have Burns, who was a beast in Carolina, showed some signs last year. Kayvon Thibodeau, who shown some signs, should be better and more consistent. You would think. I was reading somewhere, or maybe it was Chris Long that said he was bulking up this year, changing his body a little bit, because he had some almost sacks last year. You never want, when I used to broadcast the Columbia games with Jerry, one of my things was you never want to be an almost defense. Almost intercepted. Almost took the quarterback down. You don't want to be an almost defense. You want to get the quarterback down. You want to make the interception. And Kayvon Thibodeau had a bunch of almost sacks last year. Well, he's bulking up to make sure that doesn't happen again, so we'll see if that works. But point is that maybe I'm getting, overhyped like everybody else about this Giants defense. And if the infrastructure, certainly of the offensive line, is not there, combined with a quarterback who I don't love at this point in his career with Russell Wilson, combined with a difficult schedule, I mean, maybe that could lead to disaster. I just want to kind of be positive and excited for a change about New York football when it's always so bad. It's I can't deal with another 0-3 start for the Jets and the Giants. I just can't take it. I want to watch meaningful football. Now, I love watching the NFL, but I want the Jets and Giants to be a part of that. It's much more fun. We haven't had the Jets be relevant in how many years, meaning as far as results. With Rodgers, they were relevant, but it was a different type of relevancy. And the Giants had the one aberration of a year in 2022 when Brian Daboll first got here. But maybe my point was that maybe I'm getting caught up in the sexy nature of the Giants defense and that potential versus the solid foundation of the Jets. I love Bill Parcells, so I love a Bill Parcells disciple in Aaron Glenn. I love building a team inside out. Offensive line, defensive line. I love a team with an elite corner. Problem is, I don't think Sauce Gardner is as good as he thinks, or as everybody else thinks. Now, maybe he could take a greater step this year. Maybe part of his limitations, even though he put up the great individual accolades according to many standards, maybe part of the issue was the way that the prior coaching staff was using him. Maybe Aaron Glenn's going to make Sauce Gardner look more like Deion Sanders or Revis Island, a true shutdown corner. They do, so they have that potential there. They have a stud receiver in Garrett Wilson. And they have a quarterback that at the very least is going to be able to move the football with his legs. And they should be able to run, and that's what they want to do. Ball control. I love that. That's my type of football. Ball control, field position. I love that. We'll see how many wins it'll add up to. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on The Fan.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
This team has a manager right now that is failing them. This team, this group, this year, Aaron Boone circa 2025. He's failing.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Travis Hunter's set to play both ways in his NFL debut, starting at wide receiver and backing up at corner in the Jaguars preseason opener. It's bold, exciting, and risky. The former Heisman Trophy winner wants to be legendary, but is playing double the snaps in August, worth doubling the injury risk. I'm Maggie Gray.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Hey, baseball fans, go yard with BetMGM, the sportsbook that knows how to treat you right. It's an exciting time of the year for fans of America's pastime, and with BetMGM, you can be a part of every diving catch, every double play, every strikeout, and every home run from your favorite teams and players. From the first pitch to the game-winning fireworks, there are more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement. Download the BetMGM app, sign up, and get your piece of MLB action. BetMGM is an official partner of Major League Baseball. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
A beautiful sunny day, high around 82, low 64.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Out here in the middle of these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. That's how it feels when you're struggling with your mental health. But you don't have to feel alone. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for the game or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part? You call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a few weeks supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate. Hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hey, Yankees fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 9th for our Old Timers Day, commemorating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Yankees winning the Subway Series, presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. Get your Saturday, August 9th Old Timers Day tickets commemorating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Yankees, presented by Fresh Direct at yankees.com/tickets today.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on The Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. We'll continue with your phone calls here. Been a wacky day so far. Started the show in a great mood, talking some football. I'm actually into it. Preseason football. Can't wait to see what the Giants rookies have in store on a Saturday here, tomorrow, 1 o'clock in Buffalo. And then, of course, the Jets tomorrow night. Now, I was just getting a text from our buddy Denny in Yonkers, longtime caller to The Fan. Great, one of the great callers to The Fan. He's a big, big Giant fan. He's bringing up the Giants' run D being a sieve. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I understand that. But I'm assuming part of the Giants' great defensive prowess and their improvement is going to be the fact that they can stop the run. They can't just be, hey, you got 5-6 pass rushers, go out there and go get them. No, they got to be able to stop the run. Otherwise, what good's a pass rush if the opponent's running the football down your throat? So, yeah, that's going to be a big part of it. Also, Denny was saying that he heard that Jackson Dart has shown significant improvement from day one. So, I mean, that could be, look, and that's what we want to see with our own eyes in game action. Get you excited. Even though you know Russell Wilson's going to be the guy this year, get you excited about the future with Jackson Dart. See what he's going to put on film in his first NFL game action, even if it is, in fact, a preseason game. Richard is calling from Manhattan. Richard?
Sal, you know the stadium you went up to Columbia?
Yes.
In 1947, 45,000 were at Baker Field to watch Columbia upset Army. Army had a 47-game winning streak. Then they renovated the stadium in the early 80s. It was closed for a few years. It was all wooden seats, no backs, and it held 45,000 people at that time.
I mean, that's remarkable to think as somebody who did those games for, I don't know, 10 years or around 10 years, and maybe seeing at its best, 5,000 or so.
That's it. Well, Columbia is not a big football.
I understand it, but I'm saying it's hard to imagine 45,000 people there.
That's right. That's how. Well, Columbia had gone to the Rose Bowl in the early 30s.
I know a little bit about. Yeah, I know the history.
Okay.
I know the history.
Sure.
Good.
And there have been some pros that have come out of Columbia. You know, one of the guys from the Hogs, the lineman, the offensive lineman, I forgot his name.
Josh Martin is one that comes to mind recently.
George Stark.
Josh Martin recently, he was there when I played. He played with the Jets for a little bit.
Sure.
Marcellus Wiley obviously was a good pro for a long time.
Marty Domrez, the quarterback, he quarterbacked the Jets too. While when Buttle was there, he was there in the late 70s. So anyway, all right, this is the weekend. This is all playoff baseball now. I can't believe this is it. Listen. 10 months ago, almost to the day, Alonso returns to the scene of his greatest triumph. I think that was October 3rd, October 4th. Today is August 8th. 10 months, almost to the day when he hit that home run. They're going to Milwaukee, 3-game series. They got to win, too, as do the Yankees. Now, the Yankees are at home. The last time the Yankees had a glorious series against the Astros was last year, the opening 4 games in March, when they went to Houston and took all 4. So anything can happen. But I look at these 2 series as the beginning of the playoffs. Right now, it's getting a little cooler. It feels like that kind of weather. It's just 2 months early, and that's it. That's what I'm looking forward to, Sal. Thank you, Sal.
You're welcome, Richard. Thank you for making the call. I'm excited for it. I'm more focused today, at least, knowing that there were no games, yesterday. I'm excited about the football for tomorrow, but obviously these are big series for each of these teams. I don't know if I would say playoff yet. Maybe for the Yankees because it's against the Astros, because the Yankees are battling for that final spot in the American League. They're returning home. Also, the Mets have Frankie Montas pitching tomorrow. Like, how much playoff could that be when Frankie Montas is on the mound? I think for the Mets, this is probably the last series before the playoff starts, Richard, where this might be the last weekend of, okay, Let's evaluate one more time here. See what we get from Senga tonight, Montas tomorrow, and then the off day Monday. That could be a big day for the Mets. If they win this series, okay, good. If they lose this series or, God forbid, get swept in this series, then I think you're going to see a flurry of moves on Monday, which would likely include at least one of the young pitchers coming up. Man, maybe I say flurry of moves. I don't know how many they can make with their roster being what it is. I mean, maybe it's something with bringing Acuna back, where I think Acuna would benefit the Mets certainly in the postseason. So if you're going to treat these final 40-something games as a postseason, maybe then you do bring Acuna up. But if Montas doesn't get the job done tomorrow, I believe, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I believe they're going to call at least one of the young guys up to take his spot in the rotation the next go-round. So I understand what you're saying. All the games are important. I don't know if I get a playoff feel just yet, but hey, we're pushing toward the final stretch here. You have to remember, though, even when we say that, like 40-something games to go, there's still basically 2 months of the season left. And the Yankees have a very soft schedule in September, which is in part why I think that they're going to be fine. I still believe they're going to be a playoff team. I still believe they have another run in them. I agree with Aaron Boone. Their offense is too good. Plus, they also need to figure out, the Mets may be evaluating Montas, and the Yankees still evaluating what they're going to be able to do with Judge, how they're going to get Judge and Stanton in the lineup at the same time. They got to figure that out. Is it going to be Judge out there in right field, and then you have limitations with his arm, or limitations with Stanton, period, who cannot run? Giancarlo Stanton, it's a ground ball. He can't run. It's not like, us saying, oh, this guy can't run, and we're exaggerating. He literally can't run. There's no sometimes we, exaggerate for effect. This is not exaggerating. Giancarlo Stanton can't run. He could jog. He can walk. He can't run. And I don't know how you expect to play a guy that literally can't run to play him in the outfield. I'm pretty sure part of being an outfielder at times is you're going to have to run. So that could be an issue. So I don't know if I'm there just yet. I do think the Yankees returning home, building off of that win, is high importance this weekend. Obviously, the Mets cannot continue to go in a rut, although they have a little bit more of a cushion as far as the playoff spot goes for now in the National League. I'm not there yet, though, Richard, with the dire straits for either team. Mike is in New Rochelle. What's up, Mike?
Hey, good afternoon, Sal. How we doing, man?
Good, Mike. How are you?
All right. No, I got a lot of optimism. Well, first of all, this weekend, I think they got to straighten it out, man. They got to start hitting the ball. You know what I mean? They have to start hitting the ball. But I was trying to get on with you yesterday, but yesterday, at this time last year, they have the same exact record, believe it or not, as last year at that time.
Who's this you're talking about?
The Mets.
Okay, yeah. No, somebody was telling me yesterday it was a 2-game difference, but anyway, okay. Go ahead.
The same identical record as last year, which is trippy. But I think the Giants, I'm looking forward to this defense. As far as a sieve run, yes, in the past. Going forward, I don't think so at all. These guys are beasts, man. And you got Thibodeau that's looking to prove something only because, well, not only because he should be wanting to prove something, but he has to prove something because the big man is 51s on the other side.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the attention's on this man right now. But I got to ask you a really honest question. You go downstairs, what do you get more mad at? A ticket on the window or somebody took the surf side?
It's a great call, Mike. Sorry to cut you off there. Thank you for the call. That's great. I would get more mad at the ticket. I think there's just something about getting tickets that are infuriating. It's even worse when it's self-inflicted. Like if you go out there and you park illegally and you get a ticket, you kind of know you got what you deserve. Like you run the risk, you roll the dice, you're happy if you get away with it, but if you don't, you're like, all right, I got what I deserved. If it's self-inflicted, like the one that would have been for me because I just forgot to feed the meter while I was intending on paying the meter, and I forgot, I would have been mad. Mad at the city, mad at myself, mad at the situation. I've been there before. When I parked legally, I just put the wrong damn car and the wrong license plate into the freaking app. At that point, I was like, I deleted the app from my phone. I was saying this, I wasn't on the air. I was telling my wife, I'm never parking in this bleep, bleep, bleep place again. I've had it. Screw the app. I don't care what it takes. I'm never driving into the city again. And then, of course, a couple weeks later, you're back driving in the city. But that's how mad I get at myself. The Surfsides, I just get on the horn with Clem. or have the Mets win the division. Remember, there's a lot on the line here. Mets win the division, we get a full pallet of Surfsides here at the station. Enough for everybody. And if they don't, I got to dress up in a full Phillies uniform, and BT's got to dress up as a Surfside can. Stay tuned for that. 888-808-1019. Stay tuned for Nick Costos, who I can't wait to talk to him. We usually talk to him, obviously, a ton during the football season. Every Thursday or Friday, he's on with us in a football season. He does a Sunday football show here on The Fan. He's all over the place with this. Nobody, mark my words, nobody knows more about the NFL, especially at this point in the season, than one Nick Costos. We're going to pick his brain, get all the insight. Jets, Giants, around the league, fantasy, betting purposes, all the insight for the next hour in studio with Nick Costos on The Fan.
This city lives and breathes sports. WFAN is where Yankees fans argue with Mets fans and Giants fans debate Jets fans. Live, loud, and daily. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey guys, if you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Since 1910, the Gross family has been the place Long Island gets engaged, and where you'll find all the latest styles and rings and a huge selection of GIA-certified diamonds. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price, as well as the best education and guidance in picking out the perfect ring. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store at 840 Franklin Avenue in Garden City, or at hlgross.com.
Hey, hello. Listen to my voice talking to you about the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, CJ Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can. And they did. Smell like Suntal and Speed, Driftwood and Drive, Sea Tides and Toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Looking for the ultimate family day trip? American Dream has it all, and it's just minutes from Manhattan. Over 25 indoor attractions, plus hundreds of shopping and dining options. There's something for everyone. Book now. Your kids will thank you. AmericanDream.com.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 15% off.
If you're injured in an accident, the Rothenberg Law Firm is on your side. A legendary team that has won billions over 5 decades. The Rothenberg Law Firm. 1-800-624-8888 or injurylawyer.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This month at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Be here Fridays in August when one winner will be drawn every hour to win $1,000 from 4 to 7 p.m. Then on Friday, August 29th, starting at 4 p.m., one winner will be drawn every 30 minutes to win $500 in free play. At 7 p.m., 3 grand prize winners will be drawn to win either a 2025 Polaris Slingshot or up to $10,000 cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations in New Jersey. 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. More inventory, featuring one of the East Coast's largest selections of new and pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers to keep your Mercedes-Benz running like new. And of course, legendary Ray Cattina customer service, where you always come first. Experience the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
Book your next United flight from the NYC area's most on-time airport this summer, Newark. Copyright 2025 United Airlines Inc. All rights reserved. A14 on-time performance data from DOT reporting carriers for arrivals and departures from mass flight for June 2nd to July 14th, 2025.
Talk sports with BT and Sal. Middays 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB, Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Good afternoon at 12:01. I'm Peter Schwartz. This report sponsored by United Airlines. After a day off, the Yankees are back home to open up a series with the Astros tonight in the Bronx. Manager Aaron Boone confident his team will get on a roll.
I'm steadfast that I believe we have a great run in us. Believe in those guys in the room. But as we've been saying kind of every day, right? We got to go do it. You know, we start a big homestand where we got to pedal down.
Pitching matchup tonight, Cam Schlittler against Hunter Brown. Coverage here on the Fan at 6:25. First pitch at 7:05. The Mets open up a series against the Brewers in Milwaukee. Kodai Senga against Brandon Woodruff. Coverage on Odyssey Mets Radio at 7:30. First pitch at 8:10. It's Long Island versus Connecticut as St. James Smithtown faces Fairfield National tonight for a berth in the Little League World Series. First pitch at 7 o'clock. NFL preseason tomorrow. The Giants open up the preseason in Buffalo against the Bills at 1 o'clock. Jets at Packers tomorrow night in Green Bay at 8. WNBA tonight, the Liberty in Dallas at 7:30. 78 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. That's what's happening with sports flashes at the top of the hour. I'm Peter Schwartz.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Reporters clock. Producers job. They wanna be down with the
BT and Sal on the Fan. We are down with the king topic of the day, and we started this Football Friday. Yes, I know it's August. I know it's maybe premature, but it is a Football Friday with both the Jets and the Giants in action tomorrow, and I think that there are intriguing things for each of these teams to look for in Week 1. And right now, we welcome in what, in my opinion, I was saying this before, Nick, I don't think anybody knows as much NFL as you do, especially right now. But I would put you, and you know I listen to your Sunday morning show all the time, gets me set for fantasy betting purposes. Not that I take everything that you say gospel, but I take all your information, which there is a lot of it, and I use that every day. And I figure we get some insight here from you, Nick Costos, who of course joins BT and I weekly here on the Fan ahead of the NFL season.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, it's great to talk to you. How's the summer been?
Everything's great. My daughter's 15 months. She's doing awesome. I've really loved it. Weather's been really good. And I'm pumped, man. We are at a month away from the start of the NFL season. It's my favorite time of year. Football's my favorite sport. Ready to go, my friend.
BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Before we get to the football, your daughter's 15 months.
Yes.
How we doing? Sleep pattern, all that stuff.
I feel extraordinarily blessed. She's been basically sleeping through the night since she's been 3 months old. So we put her, she's usually asleep at 8 o'clock. She usually sleeps until 7 a.m. So we got a nice amount of sleep, my wife and I. And when she wakes up in the night, and I don't know, maybe I'm weird for this, part of me kind of enjoys, I don't want her to be in distress, but when she's in distress in the middle of the night and she's crying and I go in there, I think that feeling of satisfaction as a father that I get when I pick my daughter up, and you can act, and you know this, you're a father, and you can like feel their stress like melt away in your arms. I don't want her to be in distress, but I think that's the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah,
is that moment.
I think the worst feeling in the world is getting woken up from a crying baby. But when you do have the young baby, like I do, my daughter's 4 now.
But it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
So I guess like I have a different experience. She wakes up crying in the night, I don't know, like once every 2 weeks, I would say. Once a month, maybe.
You hands on with the diaper changes?
Yeah, man.
Look at you
I'm
getting
all
in
over
there.
it. Yeah, I love it. I want my daughter to grow up knowing that like dad did everything for me. Like my wife definitely does more than I do, but knowing that dad did everything for me, dad was there for everything. You know, it really changes your perspective on everything because like my job is obviously very important to me. You know, nothing in my life is as important or will ever be more important than like my daughter, or if I have another child, and being a great dad.
You think it'd be the same if you had a son?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have a son just because, you know, like to. What? Not that my daughter won't like sports, but I mean, I feel like my son would be super into it. I like pro wrestling, but yeah, being a girl dad has been great. And I'm not gonna lie, like I wanted to have a boy.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think that most guys will say
No,
that,
I wanted
right?
a girl.
Oh, I wanted a boy.
And that's why I asked you the question, because I don't think it would be the same. Like, I love my daughter, and like you, like, hard to believe that once you have a daughter, it's like nothing else matters.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mother, wife, sports, like, that's it. I want to make sure she's safe and protected and taken care of. That's the number one priority. I don't know if I had a son if I feel the same way.
Yeah, well, and you know, I'm 42 now, and I feel like I'm kind of an old dad. I'm at the point in my life now where I feel like I can actually like do well as the parent to a boy, whereas like 10 years ago, I'm just figuring out my ass from my elbow,
right?
Much less like a young child. So now I feel like I'm good to go if I had to raise a boy.
You know what's wild, dude? So you and I met probably 2004, I want to say.
I think 3.
So I was an intern. When were you an intern here at FAN?
2003, my junior year of college at Fordham.
So then you interned when I was already here?
You were not an intern, obviously. You were just like
started
you
out.
were like transcribing like New Jersey Nets practices on DAT tapes back in the day. For people in the industry will know what that is.
I was just telling that story the other day. I used to go out there with the mic, right?
Yeah.
And 2000
Kenyon Martin cursing out reporters.
Yes. Joey Waller.
Dude, I told this story on You Better You Bet like a week ago. I'm listening to this. I'm cutting up audio. Someone asks Kenyon Martin like a what if question.
It was Joey Waller.
Dude, and Kenyon Martin's response is, I'll never forget it. I'm like 20 years old cutting this audio. He goes, what if, what if a mother effing nuclear missile hit this building right now?
Dude,
then what?
I didn't realize that you were the intern who cut that up. I was the person who went and got that. And I heard Joey Waller, Kenyon, what if the Knicks, it was the Knicks net, what if, and Kenyon just goes, what if? Remember, he has Tourette's.
Yeah.
What if? You're exactly right. Mother bleeping.
And I remember listening to it. I'm like 20 years old. Like this is unbelievable.
All right. So then I knew you at 2004 NFL Radio. We both
at Sirius.
There at Sirius NFL Radio, and we used to go back and forth. Mets and Yankees, Giants.
We used to go to
Falcons.
Knicks games and sit in the media section.
100%. So
girl problems, sports.
Of course. So it's great. 20 years later now.
Mostly your girl problems.
I
at the time, at least.
I know.
Sal was the stud, man. I can confirm that.
I mean, I had a lot of different girls, but just always a problem. I'm such a wuss. All right, anyway, let's get into football stuff. Point is that it's cool to be here 20 years later on the fan, which I know is both the dream for us. All right, dude. I want to go around the NFL before we get into the Jets and Giants. I'm excited about the football season. I haven't done the prep work yet. This is where you excel. You know everything. Where are you at? I was talking before about the Chargers. Let's start in the AFC.
Oh, I heard you talk about the Chargers. I was driving this morning before I came in, and I heard you say that you think the Chargers might be a Super Bowl team this season.
Yes. What do you think about this?
No chance.
All right. Give me why not?
Well, so yesterday, it's honestly, like, it really sucks. Devastating blow for the Chargers offense. So star left tackle Rashawn Slater, they just signed him to a huge extension last month. Torn patellar tendon, out for the season.
That's a big blow.
And it's a huge blow because of what the Chargers want to be with Jim Harbaugh on offense. Physical, smash mouth, run the football. And the issue with the Chargers offensive line is that the interior is pretty suspect, right? Mekhi Becton, the former Jet, is one of their guards. And now he was good with the Eagles, but you take him out of that environment. He's already hurt. Now he's with a different team. Zion Johnson and Bradley Bozeman, the other guard and the starting center, are flip-flopping like every day at practice because neither guy's good. That doesn't sound great. And the thought, Sal, was going to be that Slater and Joe Alt, like another recent top 10 pick, were going to be good enough to kind of mask the deficiencies of the interior of the line. And now you lose Slater. And I think that this is a huge problem for the Chargers. They just signed Keenan Allen off the scrap heap to be the number 2 receiver. So I'm not saying that the Chargers can't get there when it's all said and done, but it's like you need to cash like a 5-leg parlay in order for that to happen. You need Trey Harris, rookie second-round receiver, to be good. The 5th rounder, KLS, Keandre Lambert-Smith's got to be good. You need the rest of the line to stay healthy. You need the defense to step up. I think they have a high floor because of Harbaugh and Herbert. If Herbert stays healthy, they're not winning less than like 8 or 9 games. But I think the ceiling is very low now, unfortunately, for the Chargers.
All of a sudden, the Giants, then, that's a winnable game for them, you think?
Well, you know, like we'll see how the rest of the offensive line shakes out for the Chargers, but it makes it much more winnable than it was 2 days ago with the edge rushers that the Giants have.
So I lied. Instead of starting with the AFC, let's look at the NFC, because a big part about my belief...
Was that too national, by the way? Here's like 60 seconds on the Chargers.
Well, I'm thinking, why did I even team up on the Chargers? But I mentioned it before. I'll be curious to get your take then on a sleeper in the AFC. We could do all that. But as you mentioned, the Chargers maybe not being as good as I thought they were going to be, Slater being a big injury here. That's the Giants' Week 4 opponent. One of the reasons why I think the Giants might have a chance to get off to a good start. Commanders, Cowboys. How good do you think the NFC East will be, specifically those two teams as it pertains to the Giants?
I think the Giants can absolutely beat the Commanders and the Cowboys in the first couple weeks of the season.
So maybe 3-1? You don't like the Chargers either?
You know, but I mean, they're going to be dogs in both games. They're almost a 7-point dog on the road at Washington. They'll be more than a 3-point dog on the road at Dallas. I think it's going to be really tough for the Giants this year. While I can acknowledge that I like the direction of the team, the roster's way better. The schedule it's impossible, man. It's impossible. And there's no medals for trying. So if they lose a close game to the Commanders and lose a close game to the Cowboys, now here come the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football and then hosting the Chargers. You can make the case that they could start decently. I don't know that I'm willing to make that case, Sal, because you need Andrew Thomas to be healthy if the offensive line's going to look halfway decent. We don't know if he's playing in week 1. That's obviously a huge problem. And ultimately, I don't have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. I don't like Brian Dable. They were the worst team in the league, and I know they didn't pick first overall. I don't care. They were the worst team. If you watch the games, worst team, year 3, not great. I am erring on the side of negativity for the Giants this year, while acknowledging I do like some of the building blocks on the roster.
You think their defense could be as good as people think it's going to be?
I think that the edge rushers should be really good. And I think a positive out of Giants camp, you listen to what any beat writer is saying and what the players are saying, Abdul Carter's already the best player on defense.
Right.
Like, he's better than Burns. He's better than Thibodeau. Maybe he's not better than Dexter Lawrence. They don't play the same position, but they are both absolute monsters, right? So Carter should be really great. I guess my concern for the Giants is going to be, can they stop the run on early downs to set up the pass rush? Because while Lawrence is great, the interior defensive line outside of Dexter Lawrence is not really great. Like Darius Alexander, the 3rd-round rookie out of Toledo, has not really popped at training camp. Like, does Roy Robertson Harris do anything for you? So I think that there is some hypothetical, theoretical upside with this Giants defense. I don't know if they're going to be able to unlock these edge rushers here the way that they might want to, because, you want to be in 3rd and 7, right? Like an obvious passing down, so they can pin their ears back and get after the opposing quarterback. I don't know if the defense is good enough to get you in those spots consistently.
What about the offense? We're in studio, BT and Sal on the Fan. Nick Costo's here sitting in. BT is on vacation. We're going over all NFL starting Giants here. We'll get to the Jets, NFC, AFC, fantasy stuff. I want to get to that. What about the Giants offense? I don't love Russell Wilson at this particular point. I love Malik Neighbors. I don't know about Dable. The one thing he was supposed to do is score some points. They can't even move the football, let alone score points.
Yeah, he stinks.
Where are you at with the Giants offense?
Well, the offensive line is terrible again. Maybe you want to build a bull case that they're all back for another year and there's camaraderie and the communication's good. If Andrew Thomas doesn't play, they're an abject disaster. And we still don't know if Andrew Thomas is going to be good for week 1. He's obviously been an injury-prone player. So you need Thomas to elevate the floor of this offensive line, because if he's not good to go or not 100%, this is like a bottom 3 offensive line again in the league, and that's going to cut their legs off, like from out from under them. Where, listen, I think Malik Neighbors is awesome. Obviously, it's indisputable. He's one of the best receivers in the league already. I like the 2 young running backs, right? I like Tyrone Tracy. I like Cam Scatterbo. I like Theo Johnson. I like some of the skill position pieces. And Russ he's not great, but he's fine. But if this offensive line can't block, it's not going to matter. It's the same garbage, man.
Are you excited about the possibility of Jackson Dart, or you can't get past the fact that it's Shannon Dable still?
Well, if Dart's good, I think it's going to mask a lot of issues, right? It'll be the deodorant for a lot of smelly stuff in the Giants organization, right? I mean, just that's the fact, right? So if the season's going off the rails, right, and Dart comes in and he's good, obviously you feel good going into the next year, and I think that's going to save Dable and Shane's jobs, even if the one-loss record isn't great. Let's say they go 6-11, but Dart plays the final however many games and he looks really good. I think it's going to save their jobs. And, you know, if they nail the franchise quarterback, then maybe they do deserve to stick around. But I don't think wins and losses this season, Sal, is going to go great for the Giants.
Are you somebody who looks at the schedule on paper and says, at this point in August, Jesus, that is a brutal schedule? Or you want, let's see how the season plays out because things can change week to week and month to month with the NFL?
I don't know how you look at the schedule for the Giants and have any reaction other than, oh, bleep. And I'm pissed as a Giants fan. Like, we're the worst team in the league. We're supposed to have an easy schedule. Like, this is the schedule. And look, on any given Sunday or Monday or Thursday, or the NFL plays games every day of the week now, the war on Christmas, right? You can make the case that any team can beat any team. So the Giants can win these games. But I would use point spreads as a way to kind of think about this, right? So they can beat the Commanders in week 1. They're almost a 7-point dog on the road. Like, betting market says they're very likely to lose that game. More than a 3-point dog on the road at Dallas week 2. Likely to lose that game. Close to a touchdown dog probably Sunday Night Football week 3 at home against the Chiefs. Likely to lose. Going to be probably a 3 or 3.5 point home dog again, and things can change, right? Against the Chargers. Likely to lose. Slight favored on the road in New Orleans. Maybe you give them that game. Home Eagles, touchdown dog or more. At the Broncos, touchdown dog or more. At the Eagles, double-digit dog. Home Niners, more than a 3-point home dog. At the Bears, more than a 3-point road dog. Home Green Bay, more than a 3-point home dog. Like, where are the wins coming from here? Like, where's it coming from? That's all those games. They're going to be projected to win one of those games before the season starts. And I didn't even get to at the Lions and then at the Patriots the 2 weeks. There'll be dogs in both those games, obviously, as well.
All right, more on the Patriots because I do want to do the AFC, and I'm curious about them and the landscape of this thing. But let's stick in the NFC East for a minute. We touched on it a little bit. So do you think the Cowboys, with Schottenheimer now running things, with the issues with Parsons, are they going to be looked at as... You know, I know nobody's the Eagles, and we'll leave them out of it because I don't think anybody's going to dispute that they're the best team.
I think you can poke some holes there, not in them not making the playoffs, but maybe not being as good as I think you can poke some holes.
All right, so then that's good. But what about the Cowboys? Where are they looking?
So Dallas is a stars and scrubs roster where they have pretty good top-end talents, offensive line, edge rushers, wide receivers now with George Pickens coming over, but they are very thin. And it's like a flimsy operation there. So, for example, right, left tackle Tyler Guyton gets hurt a couple weeks ago. It's not an ACL. He's probably going to miss week 1, but he'll be back at some point, maybe for the Giants game in week 2. If Dallas suffers an injury on their offensive line to any of their good offensive linemen, if CeeDee Lamb's out, if George Pickens is out, if this Parsons situation drags into the season, something happens there, if any good players on the Cowboys get hurt, Sal, they don't have the depth to overcome it. So the bull case for Dallas, like going over their win total, making the playoffs, I think the offense is going to be really good. The pass game should be electric. I certainly think that's going to be the case, but you need basically everybody to stay healthy, or I think this could go off the rails. That's my issue with Dallas. If you could guarantee me the principal players all stay healthy, I'm telling you they're winning 9 or 10 games. But I mean, one offensive lineman goes down, and that's like a piece out of the Jenga tower. The whole thing comes crumbling down.
What about Schottenheimer versus McCarthy?
It's impossible to say how he's going to do as a head coach. I know Jets fans have really strong feelings about him after like the AFC Championship game against the Steelers, Christmas Eve against the Giants, and the Victor Cruz game going 99 yards, obviously. I want to be optimistic with Shotty just because I had so much respect for his late father, Marty.
Yeah.
So I think that I'm willing to be cautiously optimistic on Shotty. But is there a chance he's a total frickin' donkey? Like, of course. and he's punting in spots where he should go for it, like kicking field goals. And Aubrey's really good, so maybe you get away with that because you feel like he's going to make it. I guess I'm cautiously optimistic on Shotty. I don't know how you could be anything other than cautiously optimistic or pessimistic. We haven't seen it before, so it's tough to know how it's going to go.
BT and Sal on the Fan in studio with Nick Costos, NFL expert. How else do you want me to introduce you? You got so many different shows and titles.
I think on my contract it is Odyssey Sports Betting Insider, but I like NFL expert too.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not bad.
I figured that's the better one. And obviously, we hope to have you again on with us every week during the football season. Nobody does it better than you, and I love your Sunday morning show, getting you all the insight here. Speaking of donkeys, Dan Quinn. I don't trust Dan Quinn.
Well, you did go to the title. Well, I say you're a Falcons fan. He was your former coach. They did go to the title game last year.
You know how I stand. He blew the biggest lead in the Super Bowl. The worst loss in the history of the NFL is hung on Dan Quinn.
I don't know if I think Kyle Shanahan gets a ton of the blame for that.
We'll get
Super Bowl 50. And also, you're going up against Brady. It's not that easy.
Understood.
Listen, not every team can be like the Giants and beat Brady in 2 Super Bowls. Okay, buddy?
They did it twice. Dan freaking Quinn couldn't do it once. Hold on to a 28-3 lead. Anyway, where are you at with the Commanders? I'm getting the feel I compared them to the Texans last year, where everybody's, C.J. Stroud, DeMeco Ryans, here we go, boom, the ascension, and a little step back last year. Tougher division than the AFC South is the NFC East. What do you think of the Commanders?
I think a common misnomer that people will have with the Commanders, because you think about Daniels, who's already a megastar. He's a megastar already. Is that, this is a young team, right, with the young quarterback. They're an old team, and they're old basically everywhere. And this is a pass rush in Washington that I don't like at all. They just signed Von Miller off the street, and he's projected to start for them in a week. That's not good. Von Miller doesn't have it anymore. Just like Dorrance Armstrong, fill you with fear if you're an opposing offensive coordinator. I don't love the Commanders' defense. I don't really love the weapons on offense outside of McLaurin, and he's unsigned right now. So I think if you wanted to make the case that the Commanders can be awesome again this year, go back to the playoffs, maybe play on Championship Sunday, it's Jaden Daniels is even better than he was last year, and it's within the realm of possibility. I don't love this roster, though, and I would look at the Commanders, Sal, and I would expect them to take a step back this season in terms of wins and losses, even if I think Daniels is already the best quarterback in the conference.
Yeah, see, I'm with you there, which is why maybe can create a path for the Giants to have some success. If you feel like the Cowboys are going to fall back a little bit, and you mentioned why they could, same thing with the Commanders, maybe there's a little bit of a window there for the Giants. One more in the NFC, actually 2 more before we take a break, then we'll get to the AFC and the Jets and maybe go around the league a little bit. NFC North, as loaded as it appears on paper going in?
Yeah, this is it's a badass division. Now, the 2 teams that the betting market has at the bottom of the division, the Vikings and the Bears, both dealing with some stuff right now that's not great. So J.J. McCarthy, who's obviously stepping in for Sam Darnold as the Vikings starting quarterback, reports at a training camp are a little scattershot. One day he looks good, one day he's inaccurate. That's not great. Jordan Addison, their number 2 wide receiver, suspended for the first 3 games of the season. And none of their other receivers are good, obviously, outside of the great Justin Jefferson, who right now is nursing a hamstring injury. And we haven't seen him in training camp. The secondary, I think, has the potential to be okay, but could be a problem for Minnesota, even if I like Brian Flores. But I want to be bullish on the Vikings this year because I love the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. Just that there's a little bit of negativity around them right now.
What's their number, win total?
8.5.
It's pretty low for the Vikings.
I like the over.
Okay.
And if you like Minnesota, I would suggest betting extreme outcomes, bet Minnesota to win the NFC North. I would also suggest that for the Chicago Bears, who I think have a ton of theoretical upside this year. Year 1 with Ben Johnson, with Caleb Williams. They've completely remade the offensive line. I think it's a top 10 offensive line. I've got some concerns about the pass rush, but they have good players on defense. The secondary is awesome. Stud play caller now in Ben Johnson, where I think you can make the case, right? And I've said this on my show, You Better You Bet. When we get to season's end, you could tell me that there is any order of finish with the 4 teams in the NFC North, and I wouldn't be shocked. Vikings 1, Packers 2, Bears 3, Lions 4. Lions finish in first. Green Bay finishes in last. I think everything's on the table there. The Lions lose Frank Ragnow. They lose both coordinators, obviously Aaron Glenn, now the head coach of the Jets. The Packers seem like they're on the up and up, but look at their roster. I don't think they have a lot of great players on their roster. So the way, Sal, that I view the NFC North from a betting perspective at least, I want to take shots at the 2 teams at the bottom at big prices, Minnesota and Chicago. But I do think this division is awesome.
Anybody in the NFC worth talking about? I feel like probably not. Do you think so? Meaning as far as being legit contenders in the NFC.
Outside of what, the Eagles?
What I say? I meant South. Did I not say South? NFC South.
Well, Tampa's got a chance to be really awesome. And
Okay.
we'll talk about your team in a second, too. I think Carolina's going to stink. I think New Orleans is going to stink. Tampa, they got to get Tristan Wirfs healthy. For people that don't know, he's maybe the best left tackle in football. He underwent arthroscopic surgery about a month ago, and he may open the season on PUP, miss at least the first 4 games, which is problematic. But it's another year with Baker Mayfield in this offense. The offense is absolutely stacked. For fantasy purposes, Chris Godwin's going to miss the first couple games of the season. They drafted Ohio State receiver Emeka Egbuka with the 20th overall pick. He is a monster. He's an absolute beast. So that offense should be good again. Maybe you're a little concerned with Liam Cohen, last year's OC, now the head coach in Jacksonville. And remember, the coach of the Panthers, Dave Canales, was the Bucs offensive coordinator 2 years ago. So this is now third offensive coordinator in 3 years. The first 2 are now head coaches elsewhere. Can Josh Grizzard kind of pick up the slack that Liam Cohen's left behind there? I'm bullish on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I do think, Sal, there's an upside case to be made for your Atlanta Falcons.
We still don't know who's going to be quarterbacking.
Penix is going to be the quarterback for sure.
But didn't you say that Cousins was out playing him in training camp?
So there have been reports that and I think that's a good thing, that Cousins has looked good. There's no quarterback competition. Like, this regime has hitched their wagon to Michael Penix Jr. He's going to start. He'd have to be brutal. And the schedule is tough to start the year for Atlanta to get benched. But here's how it happens for Atlanta. So their pass rush has been toothless, obviously, for years. With their first-round pick, they drafted Jalen Walker, who's played some off-ball linebacker at Georgia. They are playing him exclusively as an edge rusher. And then traded next year's first-round pick to the Rams to get James Pierce Jr., who is kind of like boom-bust, but if he booms, he's going to be a monster pass rusher right off the bat. So if you can get both of those guys good as rookies, and it's an if, maybe get like 1 or 2 of these other young players on defense to step up, the offense, I think, should be electric this year. With Zach Robinson, year 2 calling plays, McVay disciple. I think Penix has got a chance to be really good. Drake London's an absolute monster. So the Falcons do have a path, but you need like 3 or 4 things to all happen to get them home.
Quickly, NFC West before we break and then do the AFC. Are the Niners, I know Stafford's being, the banged up with the epidurals here, so there's an issue there with Stafford. Where are we at with the 49ers? Are they going to be the legit team in the NFC West?
Yeah, so San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan has been pretty funny, where it's either like NFC championship game or like picking in the top 10 in the draft. So last year they pick 11th. They lose a lot of close games. They have a ton of injuries. It's the season from hell. I actually think they're the worst, the best 6-win team in the history of the league. The way it shook out last year, I think they got pretty unlucky. And this year, we talked about the Giants' schedule being brutal. The Niners' schedule, actually could not be easier. They are avoiding many of the elite teams in the league. Obviously, you play the Rams twice in division. The schedule is very easy for San Francisco. Robert Saleh was obviously a disaster as a head coach here with the Jets. I like him as a defensive coordinator. I like Mykel Williams, who might win Defensive Rookie of the Year if Abdul Carter struggles, their first round edge rusher. If Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, the offense is going to smash. I do like San Francisco a lot. Arizona would be my sleeper team in that division. I like the Cardinals to go over their win total, challenge for a wild card berth in the NFC.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Nick Costos, NFL expert, Odyssey betting. What is that what you said?
Odyssey betting insider.
There you go. Odyssey betting insider in studio with us.
Handsome, well-dressed.
Great father, diehard Yankees and Giants
I'm a good friend. We've been friends for a long time.
Yes, of course. We enjoyed Dice together. That was a great concert, wasn't it?
I think about that sometimes.
He was so good.
It's the greatest comedy show I've ever been to.
We were laughing our rear ends off. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the AFC and talk some Jets. This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling, or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a full week supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. Step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Talk Yankees trades, Mets stats, Giants defense, and Jets prospects. All in one place. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
The Fun in the Sun event is on at Nielsen Dodge. Your new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram is here with 0 down payment, 0% financing available, and the credit help you deserve. Now that's fun.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X 4x4, just $359 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
You can get up to $1,500 over book value for any trade.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
So, for super hot deals and fun savings, remember,
in the driver's seat. Make this the summer event.
With approval term Jeep 24 Ram 42 months due at sign, Jeep 4654 Ram 4989 and tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
Water damage happens fast. So can the cleanup when you call on the restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Pour down in the rinse change.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half-geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. We'll get back to your calls, I promise. Maybe even take some calls here with Nick before he says goodbye. You have to go? Like, you have any specific time constraint here?
Yeah, I have a kid.
Okay, all right. So we go to 1 o'clock. We'll see if we can squeeze as much in as we can because I did want to get to fantasy. So let's do some AFC here.
You know, if you want to talk fantasy football, that might just be the nectar that gets me to stay a little bit.
Well, I need some help with it. I didn't do my prep yet. I want some fantasy help. And then I was talking a little bit yesterday with David Wright, and he asked me.
That's a sweet humble brag, man.
I know, but it is true. And he asked me.
Humble brag or are you bragging? You can be honest. You're a huge Mets guy. That's a brag.
I mean, I love the fact that I talk with him on occasion.
Love that.
But
I love that for you.
He's the one, because we were talking about during David Wright week, like he's in a big fantasy league with Daniel Murphy and a couple other guys, whatever. So I joked in the email that I was sending him, hey, good luck in your fantasy. And he's like, dude, my team has been awful. I need some help. So I was like,
Wait. So you just...
Now you're going to help me help David Wright.
So out of the blue, you just emailed David Wright, like, good luck?
Well, he came on the show a couple of weeks ago, both this show, radio show, and SNY.
Okay.
So, when his number was retired, so I wanted to just thank him for his time.
You're fishing a little bit.
No.
You're like, how can I get David Wright to reply to me? No. Good luck on your fantasy, because he's gonna say something back to that.
I ended it saying no. I didn't think he was gonna say anything. Maybe like
because now the door's open for your now you're gonna be his fantasy football guru, right? You're gonna be the Sherpa.
Well, no, you're gonna be the fantasy.
Yes, but I get none of the benefits of this. I'm already your friend. You get to be David Wright's friend.
Well,
now.
I like getting as much. I told you, get as much information and then take with that with you will. Anyway, so maybe we'll get to some fantasy here. Let's get into the Jets. We were talking about during the break. You're high on Aaron Glenn, huh?
Well, I don't know if I'm necessarily like high on Jets wins and losses this season. What I'll say about the Jets is this. Everything that they have done, Aaron Glenn, and the GM's last name? Mugi?
Muji, I think.
Muji?
Yeah.
Mugi?
I think Muji, but you can call him whatever you want. What's the difference?
I like, well, I don't want to butcher his name. I like Mugi more. Moog.
Okay. Moogie.
Moog.
All right, so Moogie it is.
Moogie.
There we go. Yeah.
Everything that they've done since they took over, I think has been really smart. And I think, we'll see how it goes in terms of wins and losses and if it continues. I like everything they've done. And I think the best thing that they did was let Aaron Rodgers walk. And I like Aaron. I think the Steelers are going to be good this year. We can talk about them. I know a lot of Jets fans wanted Rodgers back, gives you the best chance to win this year. Like, Glenn and Moogie are trying now to instill this culture, like to build a winning culture, like from the ground up. How the hell are you supposed to do that with a 41-year-old malcontent diva at quarterback? And I like him.
I was going to say, easy on my guy Rodgers. Come on.
Let me tell you something. No one likes Aaron Rodgers more than me. And I like the Steelers this year, but let's call a spade a spade. Like, you're a new coach coming in, a first-year head coach, and you're trying, like, he can go to Pittsburgh and deal, and Mike Tomlin can absorb him into Pittsburgh because Tomlin's got the pedigree to be able to do that. Like, Glenn's trying to make a name for himself. You got a quarterback who's, like, assuming, like, the control is the face and voice of the operation. You can't have that. I love them letting Aaron Rodgers walk. I loved picking Membo in the first round. I love the Mason Taylor pick. I love that these practices are physical here for the Jets. I think they have, outside of Buffalo, by far the best offensive line in the AFC East. Now, Buffalo's is better, but their offensive line is way better than Miami's and way better than New England's. They do have some top-end talent on the roster. The issue with the Jets is that the quarterback stinks. And I'm not willing to hear any arguments to the contrary on this. This is why a couple weeks ago, Sal, when Fields had turned out to be a dislocated toe.
Yeah.
But, he's carted out of practice, and everyone's having a freaking meltdown. Oh, my God, Justin, season's over. Like, this is the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes got carted off. Or the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. Justin Fields is not good. Like, and people are melting down over this? Like, do you think Justin Fields is going to be the week 1 starting quarterback for this team next year? No way. I put that at less than 50% that Fields is the starting quarterback week 1 next year. He shouldn't be the week 1 starting quarterback next year. He's okay. He was decent last year in Pittsburgh when he started before Russell Wilson came in. He's obviously a great athlete. He could run for over 1,000 yards. I love him in fantasy football this year for that reason. season. But, man, the guy can't throw. He can't throw, and it's going to cap the upside of this team.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned fantasy because I've been saying that for a while. His rookie season, I punt usually quarterback spot in fantasy. And I got
that used to be a good strategy.
Yeah,
it's not really anymore.
I don't know if it is anymore, but I got caught in the pickle.
Well, I'm telling you it's not.
There you go. It's not anymore. Well, right.
And now you can email David Wright and tell him that.
Great point. Yeah, because it used to be running back. Now it's like, I don't even know if that's the right way. So,
well, in your home leagues, I think it's so meaning like non-expert. That sounds really arrogant. Right. I'm an expert.
Right.
I play in expert leagues. Sorry,
so your
everybody.
Competition is up there, yeah.
But if you're playing in a home, it's just like and there's nothing wrong with that. I play in those leagues also. I think you got to go running back heavy to start because you'll be able to get stud wide receivers in the mid rounds that won't be there in like expert drafts.
Point is, when I punted on the quarterback situation, found myself in a pickle. I picked up Justin Fields, who, if I were in an expert league, wouldn't be available, but he was, and he went nuts that first year. But I was watching him closely. And the Bears kept losing. Like, he put up monster fantasy numbers.
He's bad.
Well, that's my point. So he's a good fantasy quarterback. Doesn't make him a good quarterback. And I have the same issue with it. Like, I just don't think he throws the balls into short windows. He doesn't throw with accuracy.
No, he's a bad passer. And if they're ever behind in games, like, they can't come back. And they also have no receivers outside of Garrett Wilson. And again, like, I don't want to make this a huge negative thing about the Jets. I think they're going in the right direction. And I do think that you can make the case. I would take New England because I like the upside of the coach and the quarterback more. But you can make a case that the Jets come in second in the AFC East. And if that happens, Sal, if the Jets, let's say they go, I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. If they go 9-8, and anyone out there listening right now thinks that that's realistic, you need to bet Aaron Glenn to win Coach of the Year because he's going to get all the credit for it.
All right, what about the AFC? I was looking at the schedule before, so I'm assuming you'd take the over 5.5.
I think it's just about right.
So 6 wins?
I think they could win 6 games.
I mean, you love Aaron Glenn. You know about the offensive line.
I like where they're headed. And I do think there's a path for them to win like 8 games. My issue is, again, I think the quarterback's not good.
All right.
And I think the Dolphins stink.
Well,
so they could be better than Miami.
I was giving him my next question. Bills good, Dolphins bad. What's up with New England?
Bills great.
Okay.
Like not good.
Better than we've seen them before?
I would say that the Bills and the Ravens will both go over their win totals. I think they will both win, 12 to 14 games and lose to the Chiefs in January, which is what happens every year. That would be my guess for Buffalo.
Okay, so Bills great. Pats, where are we at with them?
New England's really interesting. Vrabel is obviously an established coach, has won Coach of the Year before. Drake May at points was tremendous last year as a rookie. So I like the coach and I like the quarterback. I don't love these receivers. I'm not like super into, 32-year-old or whatever, Stephon Diggs coming off a torn ACL. Like, I don't even know like what 2C is. It's like this pink, he's got it on a boat with like Cardi B. Like none of this is good, like for the Patriots, right? I like Travion Henderson, the second round rookie. I like Kyle Williams, who was a third round rookie receiver, but like, I don't know if this gets you to like 10 wins with the Patriots. And the big issue with New England is going to be the offensive line. So they draft Will Campbell out of LSU with the 4th pick in the draft, right? Thought is he's going to be the left tackle for years. He's been not good at training camp. They drafted a mid-round guard, Jared Wilson, who's now like going to start next to Will Campbell on the left side. So the Patriots are likely to enter the season against Max Crosby and the Raiders with rookies on the left side of the offensive line, and the one that you expect to be good, Will Campbell, hasn't been good. This has a chance to be one of the 5 worst offensive lines in the league. And Drake May is going to be running for his life now. He's awesome and he's good at that, but I think this really caps the upside for New England, where again, if you make me pick Patriots or Jets who has more wins, I'll take the Pats just because I think Drake May's way better than Fields, and maybe Aaron Glenn's going to be great, but we know Vrabel's a really good coach. But I will acknowledge the possibility that the Jets could be better than the Patriots this season.
BT and Sal on the Fan in studio with Nick Costos, NFL expert, Odyssey betting insider. And AFC North, kind of similar to the NFC North, also loaded. Bengals looking for a big bounce back. Ravens are the Ravens. I am with you. I love Rodgers and believe he's going to be better with the Steelers, and they'll be better with him as opposed to Russell Wilson. Browns, who knows where you're at with the AFC North?
Baltimore is going to smash. They win the division if Lamar's healthy the whole year. And it doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. I would never pick them to win the Super Bowl because when it gets to January and big games, Lamar Jackson like urinates down his leg every single time. It's almost like I would feel bad for him if he wasn't filthy rich. So I don't feel bad for him. But, like he can't get it done in the big spot. But regular season-wise, he's going to be a monster. They're going to be a monster. He could win MVP. They could go 15-2.
Steelers or Bengals?
Steelers.
Down on the
and
Bengals,
that's contrarian. Everyone loves Cincinnati this year.
Yeah, for a big bounce back.
So, issue with Cincinnati. The defense is terrible. Terrible. And that's if they bring Trey Hendrickson in, if they figure that out with him, with this cheap organization. So you need Hendrickson to get like 17 sacks again. You need that. You need first-round rookie edge rusher Shamar Stewart, who's like the epitome of boom bust, who has no college production but is really toolsy out of Texas A&M. You need him to be really good. You need Al Golden, who replaces Staten Island Italian Lou Anarumo, who's now in Indianapolis as the defensive coordinator. You need him to be a stud just to make this like an average defense. Average. They're going to be brutal. And this is the same thing that it was last year. And look, like Burrow's a stud, and Chase is great, and T. Higgins is great, and Chase Brown is awesome. Their offense is going to cook. Like, they destroyed the Eagles' backups last night in the first preseason game. Of course they did. They're going to score a ton of points. I have a hard time, Sal, seeing how this year for Cincinnati goes any differently than it did last year, where they're going to have to win every week 38-35, because I think the defense is going to be terrible. I like the Steelers' defense way more, and I'm higher on Aaron Rodgers than most. I will take the Steelers to finish second over the Bengals.
AFC South, improved quarterback in Indianapolis with Daniel Jones going there. Obviously, I say that in jest. Where you at with the AFC South Texans division here or what?
I'm down on the Texans entering the year. So guess Houston's win total. And I want to make sure that I get this right because it's been fluctuating.
I'll guess 8.5.
I think that it fluctuates. I think it is 8.5, right? So it's like, will they finish? It could 9.5. Just
I'm the NFL expert.
So
look at me, I know.
He said that like Seinfeld.
Oh,
I love that.
He's rubbed off on me.
I love that. Me too. 9.5 under, 8.5 over for the Texans.
Okay.
Like, will they win 9 games? So Houston basically has remade the entire offensive line, and it's not a good thing. Like, they're throwing bleep against the wall to see what sticks. D'Amico Ryans, the head coach, is talking up this line, which was horrendous last year. And they traded all the good, like Laramie Tunsil's in Washington now. And he might be a head case, and he might be bad in the locker room. He's also a good football player. I don't know how many good football players they have protecting C.J. Stroud. Now, Nico Collins is a beast. But when you get past Nico Collins, like, do you have faith in second-round rookie Jaden Higgins? Like, rookie slot receiver Jalen Noel? Like, Joe Mixon's got ankle and foot injuries. He hasn't practiced in training camp. Nick Chubb's got absolutely no juice. I got issues with this Texans team, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson in the secondary just got hurt yesterday. I think Houston's going to go 8-9. If I had to take a shot at a team in the AFC South, Sal, to exceed expectations, let's go down to Duval County.
Wow.
With the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Even with that awkward Duval.
Yeah, like, dude, Nick Sirianni embarrassed himself in his opening press conference.
Excellent point.
So, look, Cohen's weird. He also smashed last year as the play caller in Tampa. And I think there's a case to be made that he's the guy, and maybe it'll be wrong, and maybe Trevor Lawrence just doesn't have it. And I'm a little bit biased towards Trevor Lawrence because I felt coming out that he was going to be an absolute monster. He hasn't been. I think he's got it in him. Man, Brian Thomas Jr., last year's rookie first-round pick at receiver. I would take him in the first round of fantasy drafts.
You know, you just reminded me. I got to write that one down for David Wright because I did love him last year, too. So
I hope David Wright knows who Brian Thomas Jr. is. So Brian Thomas Jr.'s upside is to be like the top 5 receiver in the league this year. And then we talk about Travis Hunter, who's going to play in the Jaguars' first preseason game this weekend against Pittsburgh. He's going to play both wide receiver and corner. Now, I want him to play more receiver because I talked to some people, like Pete Prisco from CBS Sports is a good friend of mine. He's been covering the league forever. I asked Pete, what is Travis Hunter's pro player comparison at receiver? Pete's response, Justin Jefferson, which does not mean that he's going to be as good as Justin Jefferson, but that's in the range of outcomes for Travis Hunter. And the Jaguars do have a suspect offensive line. How do you mitigate that? If you watch Travis Hunter win the Heisman Trophy at Colorado, you throw him a screen pass, and he runs around everyone like Michael Vick and Madden 2003. So you have, this could be, for the next 10 years, if they both stay in Jacksonville, the best 1-2 punch at receiver in football. And I want to bet on upside like that. I'll take the Jaguars in the AFC South.
How about the loaded AFC West? The coaches alone. I'm a big head coach guy in the NFL. Obviously, coach quarterback combo. Loved Pete Carroll. Would have liked to have seen him with the Jets, although I'm okay with Aaron Glenn now. But how do you see the loaded AFC West?
So the Chargers, as we talked about at the start, where I probably self-scouting 75 seconds too many on the Chargers for me to start here. There was a lot on the
Today? That's my fault. I said, I like the Chargers because they're horrible. That's my bad.
Chargers, high floor, low ceiling. If Herbert stays healthy, they're never going to be terrible. Herbert's too good. Harbaugh's too good.
Slater, though, a crushing injury.
I don't think they have the ceiling. I think they could go 9-8 fine.
Okay.
The Raiders are going to be way better and way more respectable, right? With Geno at quarterback, he's a huge upgrade. Pete Carroll's a huge upgrade over former Giant legend Antonio Pierce. Problem with the Raiders, I actually think 1 through 32, and I know Max Crosby's great, they might be 32 out of 32 defense. They're terrible. And they want to run the ball, which is great when you're ahead. But if they're behind, can they come back? I've got issues there. I love the Broncos this year. I think Denver has like 11 or 12 win upside. One of the best offensive lines in the league. Maybe the best defense in football. That added Jahdae Barron in the first round. If you can get that leap from Bo Nix and the young receivers all take a step forward, I love Pat Bryant, one of their rookie wide receivers. And Sean Payton's obviously great. I think Denver's going to go over the win total. I think the Broncos could win 11, 12 games.
What is their win total?
Denver's win is like 8.5.
Okay.
It's like lowish. I mean, like it's 9 basically.
I liked them last year, but now obviously the expectations are raised here.
And Kansas City, the best team in football again.
I remember last year following along on social media when you talked to us, like, just ride the Chiefs wave until they get...
Which was great until the Super Bowl, obviously, so they made it to the end. I think the biggest thing, Sal, that happened this past offseason, I'll try to be really quick with this. A lot of things obviously happen in an NFL offseason, signings, trades, coaches, draft picks. The Chiefs traded back from 31 to 32 with the Eagles at the end of the first round of the draft in April and took Ohio State offensive tackle Josh Simmons. Now, Simmons dealt with injuries last year at Ohio State. They won the national championship, obviously. And people way smarter than me that break down film all feel like if he had been healthy, like didn't have an injury, he's a top 10 pick in the draft. They get him at 32. He's taking every single rep first-team left tackle right now in Kansas City, where they might have just fixed what was the problem that absolutely sunk them last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. Because now you can put Jawan Taylor at right tackle, and they signed Jalen Moore from San Francisco. Now he's a swing guy instead of having to play one of those positions. It changes the calculus completely for the Chiefs' offense. Rashee Rice is coming back from injury. Isaiah Pacheco's coming back from injury. I want someone to tell me with a straight face how the Chiefs, who basically went 15-1 in the regular season last year and sat everyone in Week 18. They got blown out by the Broncos in a meaningless game. How they're not better this year than they were last year when they went to the Super Bowl and obviously got housed by the Eagles. I think that they're my pick right now to win the AFC and win it all.
Isn't it because Mahomes has a dad bod?
Is that true?
I don't know. I saw that report. Didn't the Kansas City radio guy rip him for being a little overweight?
It's just like, do you have something better to do?
Yeah, I know.
Like, that guy should eat a salad. Read a self-help book.
All right,
do something with your frickin' life, dude.
Quick break in studio with Nick Costos. When we come back, some fantasy stuff. I want to get some insight into some fantasy. If you live in New Jersey, your electricity rates are going up again. If your current cooling system is over 15 years old, get ahead of that rate increase now with a new high-efficiency Carrier AC system. There's only one company to call. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's air conditioning experts, and they have been for decades. Take it from me, you'll save money and stay cooler. These guys are true experts. Contact my friends now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
It's Keith McPherson at night on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
As a manager, getting to know his potential closer, I'm pretty sure this guy's going to get the first crack at it. He let this guy go out and finish the job, and I'm telling you, that type of stuff the team can build off of.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Colts fans have one hope, that Anthony Richardson develops into a franchise quarterback. But on the very first drive of the first preseason game, that hope took a hit. A brutal sack by the Ravens' David Ojabu left Richardson sidelined with a finger injury. Injuries have already haunted Richardson. Now with Daniel Jones waiting in the wings, the Colts' future isn't just murky, it's meh. I'm Maggie Gray.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Nugenix Total T2 will help you feel like a new man and is only available when you text BICEP to 231-231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text BICEP to 231-231. That's BICEP to 231-231. BICEP to 231-231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Rico Bronya podcast on the Odyssey app is proudly sponsored by Mio Sparkling Sake, the official sake of the New York Mets. Enjoy at Citi Field or your favorite spot. A new tradition in sake. Mio Sparkling Sake.
Record numbers of residents are getting quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. If you recently had a major life event such as marriage, pregnancy, or insurance loss, you may be eligible to enroll now. All health plans include preventive care, prescriptions, emergency services, and more. 9 in 10 enrolling get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. Find out if you qualify at getcovered.nj.gov. That's getcovered.nj.gov.
Hey, I heard you switched banks. How's it going? Yep. Ditched the big corporate bank. Hanover Bank made it easy. I moved my business and personal accounts. Hanover Bank. Are they local? Totally. Decisions made right here. Their team lives in the same communities they serve, so the money stays local, benefiting businesses, homes, and futures in our town. Sounds like you're banking with neighbors. Exactly. Real people, real service. I'm sold. Hanover Bank, huh? I'm checking them out.
Visit hanoverbank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brew beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
It's the bottom of the 9th, and wait a minute, there's a flood in the dugout?
Who tried to fix the pipes with chewing gum and hope? Call Roto-Rooter. Stat. Our phone only calls the bullpen. Bring in the closer.
Time to shut down that leak and get out of this jam.
And boom, the pros from Roto-Rooter saved the game.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
This month at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Be here Fridays in August when one winner will be drawn every hour to win $1,000 from 4 to 7 p.m. Then on Friday, August 29th, starting at 4 p.m., one winner will be drawn every 30 minutes to win $500 in free play. At 7 p.m., 3 grand prize winners will be drawn to win either a 2025 Polaris Slingshot or up to $10,000 cash. Come to where Long Island wins at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Are you ready to make this summer electric? Get behind the wheel of a Ford Mustang Mach-E. This is no ordinary EV, folks. This is the only EV good enough to be called a Mustang. Bred with the same performance as its legendary namesake, the Mach-E delivers high-voltage thrills with every acceleration. And with its sleek design and innovation at every turn, you'll be well connected to the road and all of your senses. Experience the Mach-E for yourself. Visit your local Ford store today and check it out.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, BT,
and Sal on the Fan. A few more minutes here, Nick, with you. I want to get some fantasy insight. So before you give me the actual players, like your philosophy, and I know each league changes and different things, whether it's points per
What's up with this microphone, by the way?
Yeah, I know. It looks like it's going to fall off, right?
Yeah,
you
there
got
we
no
go.
computer. You got no microphone.
That's okay. Our pets' heads are falling off.
Well, yeah, welcome to the Fan. Do you have a philosophy, like, are you a big believer in selecting a player on a team with a good offensive line? Do you more just go based off of this guy's supposed to be an individual stud receiver, so I'll take that? You have a different thought process while drafting?
Well, I think this is going to sound like really obvious. Like, you want to draft players on good offenses. I think like something that hurt me candidly in like one of my favorite leagues that I was in last year, I had at the end of the year, like I was counting on Malik Neighbors and Tyrone Tracy, where it's like I like both guys were good rookies. They're both good players. The Giants offense was horrible, right?
Two guys
so I think like that should kind of like break ties for people where if you can take a player on a good offense, like Jerry Jeudy, for example, like good wide receiver. The Browns are projected to be an absolute like abortion on offense this year. I'd rather take a wide receiver on a good offense over Jerry Jeudy because the Browns offense is supposed to be terrible.
You have some specific players, like give me running back philosophy versus wide receiver. Does it depend on the player?
Yeah, I think, in home leagues, generally what I would say is, taking running backs early, I think, is really important if you're doing a league with your buddies because I would guess that your friends probably don't know as much about breakout wide receivers as someone who's like in the weeds like I am, right? So you take your running backs early and then you'll be able to get those stud wide receivers as you move along where you'll probably in your home league be able to get a wide receiver in like the 6th round that might not make it past like the late 3rd or early 4th in a league with people that are sharper and like spend a lot of time like in the fantasy football weeds. And I'm not saying that to say like I'm better than anybody, but like I spend a lot of time on this stuff.
It's what
right?
you do.
It's one of the things that I do really well, right? So I think you want to try and take advantage of the people that you play with, where if you feel like they're not paying that close attention, you get your stud running backs early, and then you fill the rest of your roster out as you move along.
Knowing you could pick up receivers. All right, give me some specific names. You mentioned the Bucs wide receiver. Who was it again?
Emeka Egbuka was their 1st-round rookie out of Ohio State.
Right,
so he's going to start on the outside while Chris Godwin's injured. He'll probably kick in and play some slot. They have Jalen McMillan also. But Baker Mayfield, in like every interview he does, before being asked a question, goes, Emeka Egbuka is an absolute monster. So I think he's going to be really good this year for Is he a league winner? Maybe not, because Evans is still there. Godwin's going to come back. Bucky Irving. But I do like Egbuka. I mean, I can give you a player on like every team if you want. So you want to give me something? Yeah, what do you want me to give you?
Give me 2 of your best sleepers in each conference. AFC, 2 top sleepers.
How deep do you want me to go? We can go like Rip Van Winkle level sleeper.
Let's do like 12-team type deep, not like 14 with experts, like 12-team sleeper players for each conference. Each conference.
So I'll give you someone on the Saints, and everyone will know who this player is. So he's not a sleeper in that regard. Chris Olave. Oh, Lave. Dean Martin, underrated, right?
I know it. I get it.
He's not as good as Sinatra, but he's really good. So Chris Olave has 1st-round pedigree. He's been a monster in the past. Last year, he's going in like the 2nd round of fantasy drafts. So he has all the concussions last year, which is like cause for concern, obviously. And Derek Carr retires, and now the Saints have a poo-poo platter at quarterback. Emphasis on poo-poo. With Spencer Rattler, rookie Tyler Shuck, who's like 26 years old, and Jake Haener. But they have Kellen Moore, the former Eagles offensive coordinator, is the head coach. He has been showing the Saints players, and this is obviously sucks as a Knicks fan to say this, but he's showing them Pacers highlights from the playoffs. Say, this is how I want us to play. Up-tempo, really fast. Let's run a million plays. I think, and Olave's going in like the 6th round of leagues. Like I am buying the dip big time on Chris. I don't even care who can the quarterback just be good enough to get the ball to Olave? I really like Chris Olave a lot.
Love it.
Let's see, where else do we want to go?
One more in the NFC.
For San Francisco, I'll go with Ricky Pearsall, who is their 1st-round rookie last year receiver, who got literally shot in a robbery attempt before the start of the season. He did have a hamstring injury that he's working his way back from. He's back in practice now. All reports are he's basically unguardable. Brock Purdy loves him. Brandon Ayuk's coming off a torn ACL, is not going to be ready for the start of the season. I think Ricky Pearsall could absolutely smash this season, Sal, for the San Francisco 49ers.
All right, AFC, you got 2. Now, you mentioned team with good offense. Josh Allen, he spreads it around. Is there somebody there? Give me another. It doesn't have to be Buffalo, but it could be anywhere.
All right, let's see. With Indy, Jackson. Well, Travis Hunter, I guess, kind of doesn't count. I'll give you Jaguars rookie running back, this is a little off the beaten path. Jaguars rookie running back, Bashal Tutin. So the Jaguars have 3 running backs, right, that they're going to begin. I think they're going to take all 3 into the season with them. It's possible, like, they trade Etienne if, like, they feel like Tutin's way better. But they have Travis Etienne, who this regime didn't draft, Tank Bigsby, who this regime didn't draft, and then Bashal Tutin, who the Jaguars' young general manager, James Gladstone, like, can't stop raving about. Now, Bigsby appears to be the front runner at the moment to be Jacksonville's RB1. From everyone I talk to and from what I understand, the team, like, wants Tutin, T-U-T-E-N is how you spell his last name, to be their number 1 running back. So this is an instance, right, where maybe in week 1, he's not the guy, but over the balance of the season, I really like Bashal Tutin a lot for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And one other in the AFC. Can I go deep for you here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you 2. Both in the AFC West. I'll give you 3.
Okay.
All rookie receivers in the AFC West. Just keep your eyes on these guys. For Denver, Pat Bryant from Illinois, 3rd-round rookie. Sean Payton has compared him to Michael Thomas, who he coached in New Orleans. Like, big physical receiver, going to run a lot of slants over the middle of the field. Like, maybe he doesn't pop early in the season, but I like him over the balance. For the Raiders, they drafted a guy named Jack Besh in the 2nd round, but that's not who I'm talking about. A later round receiver named Dante Thornton, who played well last night in the first preseason game. Ridiculous size-speed combination. He's on a group text chain already with Geno Smith and backup quarterback Aiden O'Connell. So maybe it's not immediately, but I like me some Dante Thornton. For the Chargers, KLS, Keandre Lambert-Smith. If you watched the Hall of Fame game last week, he really popped. Downfield threat for Justin Herbert. And while we're at West sleeper wide receivers, Seattle, Torrey Horton caught a touchdown last night in the Seahawks-Raiders game. 5th-round rookie out of Colorado State. Seattle has Jackson Smith and Jigba as the 1. Cooper Kupp's the 2. He's washed up. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is the 3. And their starting tight end is going to be a rookie 2nd-rounder, Elijah Arroyo. So there is major room for volume and opportunity in the Seahawks passing offense. I think Torrey Horton is already the 2nd-best pass catcher on that offense, and I think that he immediately could pay dividends for fantasy owners. Torrey Horton for the Seattle Seahawks.
Dude, you are freaking amazing. Excellent info. This was a great hour. I know you're going to get back home to your family, your daughter.
I could do it. Listen, I love you, man. Whatever you want.
Hey, so when are you back on? Give me your schedule here. When are you starting your Sundays up on the Fan? The week 1, like ahead of that Thursday night or after?
Well, I think my first Sunday show, I think the show is coming. Pretty sure it's coming back. Is going to be back 8 to 9 a.m. Every single NFL Sunday. I'm on constantly, so I'm on every day on You Better You Bet, which you can listen to on the Odyssey app. You can listen to it on Sirius XM. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Twitch. We're on 1 million radio stations nationwide as well. And search You Bet wherever you find your podcasts. We are the #1 sports betting show in the nation. My company says that, so I don't have to.
Yeah, and I believe it because you're the best at what you do. I've said that for years, and it just keeps getting better and better. What about your personal social handles?
At the Costos, TheKostos on Twitter and Instagram. My Instagram is basically just like pictures of my daughter. I post more actual sports content on Twitter.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
And I'm not on Blue Sky.
Okay. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's like when everyone got really mad at Elon Musk. Yeah,
I do remember that.
Congratulations.
Enough with the social. I can't even take it. All right. Look forward to having you on with BT and I during the football season.
I'm looking forward to it. And for the first time this year, I'm wishing everybody minimal sweats, winning bets, and the absolute very best of luck.
Ooh, gives me goosebumps, baby. Football is back. Thank you to Nick Costos. We'll come back. We'll get to your calls, 888-808-1019. Right now, let's get you updated. Here's Peter Schwartz.
We're talking New York sports. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Sponsored by Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Good afternoon at 1:07. I'm Peter Schwartz. This report sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. Yankees host the Astros tonight. Cam Schlittler against Hunter Brown. Coverage here on the Fan at 6:25. Mets and Brewers in Milwaukee. Kodai Senga against Brandon Woodruff. Coverage on Odyssey Mets Radio at 7:30. St. James Smithtown from Long Island takes on Fairfield National from Connecticut tonight for a berth in the Little League World Series. First pitch at 7. WNBA Liberty at Dallas. Tip-off at 7:30. 79 degrees, sunny skies in Central Park. That's what's happening with Sports Flashes at the top of the hour. I'm Peter Schwartz.
I'm going to do the best job I can to get this team ready to go.
The Giants go to Buffalo to take on the Bills in the first preseason game of the 2025 season. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
You can talk all you want about it, but you got to go out there and do it, and that's what we're trying to do.
Big Blue is back on the home of New York Giants It's football. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Colonel Callahan of the New Jersey State Police. If you're caught driving impaired, you'll face hefty fines, a suspended license, and maybe even jail time. Worse yet, you might cause a crash that could devastate someone's life. Be responsible. Don't drive impaired. We are all counting on you.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small, loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, let's go.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims, the home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on The Fan on this Friday now afternoon, 888-808-1019. The BT and Sal Show on The Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. That was a lot of fun, talking some football. I mean, look, I told you before he came on, you obviously know Nick Costos from now. If you listen to the show, BT and I have had him on a couple of years as a weekly guest during the football season. He does his own show, as he mentioned, all over the place as the Odyssey Sports Betting Insider. And then, of course, Sunday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. And I told you, there's nobody that does it better than Nick Costos, nobody more informed in the NFL. And even knowing that, sitting here watching him just rattle off these guys and go over all these names and different players and give you the depth, I mean, come on, that's getting you set for NFL season, baby. Let's make some bets. Let's pick some fantasy teams. I can't wait. And let's watch some Jets and Giants preseason. Seemed a little bit higher on the Jets, of course, based on the infrastructure with the offensive line, but not liking the quarterback. Nick doesn't believe in the Giants' head coaching staff. Doesn't like Dable, obviously. You mentioned that, but still there's potential there with that defense. I'm intrigued, man. I'm intrigued. I just hope that with both the Jets and the Giants, we don't have the fall on your face right out of the gate. 0-2 start. Like, it's only 2 weeks, but starting 0-2 for these two teams, it's like a death sentence. And it's over. You're not going to get to October, which, I mean, at the very least, I'd like to get to November, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. Either way, I'm feeling good at this particular point about the Jets and Giants. 888-808-1019. Let's get some calls in here. Joe is on Staten Island. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Sal, what's going on, dude?
How are you, Joe? Thanks for calling, man.
Yeah, we had your conversation before. You were telling me about the tickets you're getting between the speed and your parking. Listen, it's brutal, dude. I'm a retired detective in Staten Island, and they put these speed cameras everywhere. It was initially meant to be by schools to slow everyone down, but it's the biggest money scam out there. So I just want to give you a little heads up on that.
Yeah. I'm worried about getting nabbed here.
Go 10 miles.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just worried about getting caught because I had one the other day down the West Side Highway, and once those flashes go off, you're going to be in trouble. But go ahead, give me the insight. Give us the tips.
Yeah, so this is it, basically. So basically, you're allowed to go 10 miles over the whatever speed limit at that area is. So, and they catch people out there all the time because you're thinking you're going 35, and great, 35, you're allowed to go up to 45. Then they drop it to 25 because there's a school.
All right. All right.
So that's where they just get you. And it's just so you're not that 10-mile window.
Yeah.
And the other thing you're getting too is
also, Joe, I would say that if you're going 25 miles an hour or even 35, it feels like you're not moving. Like you could try to go 25 and 35 and it feels like you're not moving.
I know. It's always the 1 mile per hour over. I got a ton of them just going 1 mile per hour over, which is ridiculous. It's so silly. But the other thing, too, so now with the parking, so let's say you get a ticket, you got 5-minute window. So as long as you can run to the meter and get like another, extend your time, you're good to go.
Yeah, see, and thank you for the call, Joe. Thank you for the insight. I almost screwed up again. I had set my phone alarm to go off at 12:45 or whatever it was. Yeah, because I did it at 10:45, 45 minutes late. 12:45, I set it for 12:44. Set my alarm to go off. I don't care if it happens during the middle of the show or not because I got to pay the parking. I don't want to get a ticket. And then I almost did it again. I'm in the middle of the thing with Costos. We do the segment, we break, and I'm like, wait a second. This didn't go off again. Now, it wasn't, I'm trying to see when I actually paid here, but there was a gap from 12:40. Wouldn't that be something? If I got a ticket in that shorter gap? 12:52, so it's not that bad. But from 12:45 to 12:52, dude, if I got nabbed in that time, now I'm really going to be annoyed.
You didn't hear me in your ear at 12:48?
No, did you?
I said to you, yep, 12:48. I said to you.
Well, it still would have been 3 minutes late.
Yes.
But I had my alarm. I don't know why this happened.
You probably set it for AM.
12:44 p.m. Maybe my volume was down or something. I don't know. Either way, it was only, 6 minutes or something like that. Shouldn't be that bad. Steve is in Houston. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Sal, what's going on, man?
How are you, Steve?
Always good to hear Nick Costas, LI guy, who's doing well. And it's going to be football season when it's minimal sweats.
Yeah, love it, baby. Love it.
So we're all like, girl dads. Just dropped my daughter off in college freshman year up at Tech. So Lubbock, Texas, it's close to the border of Oklahoma. Me and the wife are driving home. It's about a 13-hour drive.
Oh, man.
To get to this town, Abilene, we see this big sign like, stop at the Buc-ee's. And right behind it, it said, August 15th, the annual Ranger meetup sponsored by the Texas Rangers. And you have Rafael Palmeiro, Nolan Ryan, and Kenny Rogers, not the singer, the pitcher.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Adam Graves, Brian Leach, and, of course, King Henry. Tickets are $30, and, of course, it goes toward the Texas Ranger Fund.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something?
Your interview skills, by the way, when you and BT interviewed Trevor last year, a couple months ago, and then when you had Scott on a couple days ago, it's fantastic. You guys let the interviewer breathe. So, once again, you tremendous. Just you ask him questions and then just let him answer it. But my message point, when we got to make the playoffs. Who's going to be the everyday center fielder in the playoffs, or is that going to be it's going to be a pitcher setup? Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate you taking the time to call and hold there. I appreciate that very much. And it is fun, by the way, to get to be able to have people like Zach Scott come in studio. You mentioned Trevor Bauer. BT and I did that one a while back. We've had a lot of different people. Certainly the summer. I think the summers there's more open space, kind of a blank canvas to where, hey, yeah, obviously baseball is at the forefront, but it's not like you got, the football season and the baseball playoffs and the Knicks when they're in the postseason, like whatever it may be. So there's kind of a blank slate, which is why maybe you heard more interviews, but it's something I know BT and I both enjoy doing, and it's been fun to do and have those guys on, whoever it may be, and get some perspective and insight to them. Now, back to the Mets thing. The everyday center fielder should be Cedric Mullins, especially when you talk about postseason, unless there is I would assume, tough lefty that for whatever reason Carlos Mendoza felt good about. Now, I would take it a step further and say that if it's not going to be Mullins in center field, let's say playoffs, bad matchup for Mullins. Now, the problem is that McNeil's also a lefty, and maybe this is something we could ask Mendy about at some point, who would be the backup center fielder. Can you imagine having Tyrone Taylor start a playoff game? As much as I love him, I can't justify having him start a postseason game. So would you want to have some kind of different infield combination with Mauricio, maybe Acuna at second base, and then McNeil in center field? I guess the question would come down to, let's say it's a tough lefty, because if it's a righty, it's going to be Cedric Mullins. If it's a tough lefty, would they value McNeil's bat in center over Mullins and then somebody else at second base? I would say that that's the only possibility that you would have in center field. I can't imagine come playoff time, assuming that they get there. And that's a big assumption, by the way, with where we're at with the Mets and Yankees. I still think that they're going to. I'm just saying, like, you're spinning it forward to the postseason and no guarantees. We've seen bigger leads dissipate quicker. I hate to bring that up, but the 2017. I have a hard time thinking, though, that it's going to be, if it's not Mullins, it's not going to be Tyrone Taylor. At least I wouldn't think that that's going to be the case come postseason. BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. Whatever it is you want to discuss on this Friday here before we close out the week over the course of the next 40 minutes and hand it over to Evan and Tiki. Guys, by now, you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the Dress Collar Polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. The blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag, and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're taking the A's first 5 money line against the Orioles. JT Ginn is on the mound for the A's, taking on Tomoyuki Sagano for Baltimore. Ginn is 2-3 with a 4.28 ERA, but 2.82 on the road. Sagano 8-5 with a 4.42 ERA, but he's given up at least 3 runs in 8 of his last 9. The A's have a top 10 offense. I think they'll be leading after the 5th inning. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, off abnormal bleeding or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Union, and Freehold, New Jersey. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name. Ray Katina. More selection, more convenience, and more ways to drive excellence. Experience the power of 3. Visit BenzFam.com.
Ready to score the biggest deal in breakfast? It's waiting for you at Dunkin'. Dunkin' is serving up the ultimate $5 meal deal. Get 1 premium hot or iced coffee and any 2 delicious wake-up wrap sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're fueling up for a big day or keeping it casual, this deal has you covered. A smooth, bold Dunkin' coffee paired with 2 warm, tasty wake-up wraps? Now that's what we call a big deal. Excludes espresso and cold brewed beverages. Modifications may be an additional charge. Participation may vary. Limited time offer cannot be combined with offers. Exclusion and terms apply.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out my journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT and Sal back on the fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call on this Friday afternoon. Evan and Tiki, they'll be coming up next. We talked a lot of football today. In case you missed anything, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Nick Costos in studio for an hour, giving us all the insight, everything in the NFC, AFC, Jets, Giants, a little fantasy as well. So that was fun talking with Nick for a full hour there. I'm looking forward to the games. I can't promise you that I'm going to watch the Giants live at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out my weekend plans as it is. You know, my wife's got her family coming over Sunday, so I thought that may be a good chance for me to go out to the Yankee game for a little bit. So I'm waiting on word what timing exactly, whatever time she's got people coming over. So I'm going to be at the Yankee game. But Saturday, that means it's got to be me and the wife and the daughter. Are we going to barbecue a little bit? Pool day, I'm not so sure. So I will watch the Giants and Bills, and I will watch the Jets and Packers. I don't know if I'm going to watch it live at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not to mention that we get the baseball stuff here. So I'm looking forward to the football, but obviously a big baseball weekend as well. One thing that I saw yesterday, now I was not aware of the nickname. I saw Evan talking about this yesterday. I guess there's a nickname for Juan Soto called Juan Solo. And I did not realize that. Maybe I've heard it before, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. Oh, Evan made that up? Though I thought Evan was It
was a Rico Bronya caller or email.
There you go. Thank you, Rami. So I did not know that, but Evan then, talked about that, talking about somebody brought it up. Okay, there you go. With calling him Juan Solo. Here's what I would say about that. It may be true. Maybe, so you could see it if you watch the games and pay close attention to it. Like, watch the way Lindor and Soto interact after a base hit, after one of them scores, like they hit behind each other in the order. It started out as it was 1-2, and then it was 2-3. Now I think it's back to 1-2. We'll see what Mendy does today. But look at the interactions between Lindor and Soto specifically. Or just watch Soto sometimes with the rest of the group. And there are some murmurs that that's the case, blah, 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 blah. He's his own guy. Obviously, there are some friends on the team. He's not a bad guy, but maybe he does things the way that he wants, takes things more seriously. What I would say to that is, I love it. And if I had to pick one person that I wanted from the entire Mets roster, which is a good one. It's a good one. Like, obviously, the pitches are important. If you want to keep the pitching staff out of it and just focus on the position players and the lineup. But if I had to pick one person, like if somebody created the rule, if Manfred said, hey, we're going to go lockout in a couple years, so we're going to reset everything, and each team, one of the new rules is going to be a redrafting of players, like fantasy style. But each team gets to keep one player. Send me in who your vote is. My vote, from a Mets perspective, would be Juan Soto. I think everybody should be following his. Now, he's not a leader, but what he brings to the table, what he does, that's what I want. I'm not trying to disparage Lindor, Alonso, Nimmo. Like, those guys have their great strengths as well. I'm just telling you that if there were one guy who I'd want on my team and I had to only have one, I'll take Juan Soto. So maybe other guys should either respect or appreciate what he brings to the table as opposed to trying to make him fit into what they're doing. Now, again, I don't know the inner workings, the inner dynamic. Obviously, we can see that the chemistry is not what it was a year ago. It doesn't mean that they can't be as good. But clearly, we could see it. Something's different, and there's no excuse. There's no reason Soto himself, Alonso, Lindor, nobody knows. Mendy, nobody's got an answer for it. We're hitting the ball hard. I don't know what's going on. We got the guys. I don't know why we can't hit. If I had one guy that I could pick and one guy that I believe in, that I would want to build my team around, it's Soto. Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's wrong either. It's just, to me, the knocking of Juan Soto has gotten to a ridiculous level here. Guy's a beast. Gary's in Fort Montgomery. What's up, Gary?
Hey, Sal, what's going on?
How are you?
It wasn't, you're good. Evans wasn't about him being an individual solo. It was about how many individual solo home runs he had. That 20 of the 26 are solo. It wasn't that, hey, he's like an outcast or, he's an individual on the team. It was 20 of his 26
That's what Evan said yesterday, not the initial thing? Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Because I do think that there is and thank you for clarifying that, Gary. I do think that there is because that's very important. If Evan wasn't saying that, that's fine. I was talking about the solo home runs. Fair enough. I mean, that's been factual. But I do think that there is an element of I don't want to say the A-Rod 25 and 1 stuff. BT and I brought this up a while ago where I said it, that there were Jack Parkman vibes. Remember when Jack Parkman joined the then Cleveland Indians in Major League 2? Superstar player, all-world player, great talent, but he just never really fit in. Now, I'm not saying that that's Juan Soto. I'm just saying that that's kind of the feel that I had, especially early on. And some would say that you're not watching a team necessarily when you're watching individuals go up there, and Soto is a great individual and maybe not really falling in love with the rest of the team. Again, I'm not saying that he doesn't like being here. I think he loves being here. And I think he loves playing baseball. But I can see that the chemistry element is not what it was a year ago. So I thought that's what he meant by Juan Soto. I saw the headline. He didn't get into it at all, Rami. It was specifically just for the solo home runs?
It was 20 of his 26 home runs or solo home runs.
Yeah,
That's what it was about.
Well, that is
significant. He is the last one to take the field every half inning.
Yeah.
If you're at the game, you see the last one to go out there is Soto. And I did hear from Jake Peavy talked about when he was in San Diego when Soto was there.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. That he was very to himself.
Well,
he was his own guy.
That's kind of my point, is that this is not a new thing. It's not a Mets thing. Now, what happened last year is you had Aaron Judge Judge is the leader. He's the captain. He's the best player in the world. So it kind of flies a little bit under the radar. Soto could be to himself and do his thing and fit in. Whereas with the Mets, he's being paid to be the guy. And Lindor and Alonso have been the guys before. So, look, I don't know what's going on. They better figure it out. It's on Mendy and it's on the players to fix it. But I'm glad. I'm sorry. That's my bad then. I did not realize that. Obviously, a bunch of his home runs have been solo, and that's ridiculous because Juan Soto's greatest attribute should be his ability to hit with runners in scoring position or runners on, impact the game in a big way. Enough with the solo home runs.
The other 6 are all 2-run shots. So he's had no grand slams and
no 3-run homer. That's a problem. James is calling from North Arlington, New Jersey. What's up, James?
Well, listen, I know this is not a positive play, but I still think there's a lot of resentment. It's still a team game, even though you're individual when you're up there at bat. But baseball is still a team game, and I'll tell you, over the course of, I'm 70, so if we look at some of the great teams of the past, the great players, they were great, but they also seem to have other great players around them, or they seem to like each other. They went out drinking, they went to bar. I want to go about Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford, but even the Mets when they won in '86, they were a wild bunch. It seems like Soto. I know he has a lot of perks, but you can have those perks and share them. And I never hear anything about, does he give his luxury box to other players to let them bring their family in? I mean, you got to share, especially when you're making $70 million a year. It's still a team sport.
Yeah, but who's to say that it's not happening, James? And thank you for the call. Now, the stuff that we hear about Soto has been that he just loves the game. He's not a guy that's going to go out and party and things like that. And I don't know his personal life. But that's the stuff that we heard about, where he's all business. And that's why I love him. All business. Now, obviously, you want to have some fun. You don't think Juan Soto has fun on the field? Come on, watch him. He's smiling. He's laughing more than others. Matter of fact, some people have an issue now. So in the beginning, it was all Juan Soto doesn't look happy to be here. Now it's he's smiling after he hits a solo home run to break up a no-hitter, and it's a problem. I read, this is where I got thrown off with the headline. It was WFAN's Twitter account yesterday saying, Evan says Juan Soto has earned the Juan Solo nickname this season. So instead of reading the story or getting into going in to listen to it, I just assumed that that's what it meant. You know what happens when you assume. So it was more about the solo homers.
But do you think, because what happened last year when the Mets offense was struggling, right? JD Martinez asked them to start playing more of a team offense, right? Sharing information with each other. So don't you think that's a problem if he's very much to himself?
Yeah. I don't know that that's the case.
Could that be the offensive struggle, that they're not collaborating?
Yeah, again, I don't think that that's the issue, but I do think when you look at it, just compare it to last year, it is different. It is different. Last year, it did feel like a line was moving. It did feel like they were an offense in unison. I don't care. You got the players, get it done. Individual, together, however you got to do it, get it done. At the end of the day, they got to get it done. But don't you think it's also odd that the best month Soto had, and it was a ridiculous month of June, that was the worst Mets month of the season as far as win-losses go? Like, that's odd, too. Again, I can't put my finger on it. You could do the math. Something just clearly not right there. Not with Soto. I'm saying in general, with maybe the chemistry or the cohesiveness that we're looking for. And sometimes that takes a while to gel. I don't know, but they better figure it out. Jimmy's calling from Long Island. What's up, Jimmy?
Hey, Sal. Thanks for taking the call. Wanted to make a quick Yankee point, but before I do, I wanted to thank you and BT. I'm sorry he's not here today, but my wife and I, we've got 3 boys, and we've separated, and your show has brought a tremendous amount of joy to me and my boys, and listening to you guys on a daily basis has been great. So we just wanted to say thank you for that.
Well, Jimmy, thank you for the kind words. We appreciate it, and we're both sorry to hear. I know BT's not here, but I know he'd say the same thing. We're sorry to hear about the divorce and everything you're going through there. That sucks, man. Hang in there.
It's tough. I was talking to my youngest, Brian, and he says, Sal and BT, and I turned around and I say to him, I said, Brian, Sal's your mommy now.
Jimmy, I'll put you on hold and you talk to Rami. Maybe we get you guys to come hang out in studio for a little bit with BT and I, if your sons would like that.
That'd be great, man. I'd love that.
Okay, what's your point about the Yanks today, Jimmy?
Yeah, I feel like, they're never going to win under Aaron Boone. I feel like I know you guys talk about, he's not really managing the team and it's Cashman, but I just feel like he creates such a losing culture in that clubhouse. I feel like guys don't hustle. They're staring at their home runs. Even Aaron Judge, I love the guy, but, he'll hit a home run. They're down 4 runs. He'll hit a home run and they're still down 3 and they're all dancing like little girls in the dugout. I mean, it's like, what? I just don't understand it. It's not the culture that I grew up watching, and it just feels like such a losing culture. It's just I feel like it's not going to work under him.
I don't love the culture, and thank you for the call, Jimmy. We'll put you on hold there. Rami, get his info, and we'll see if we can have him come in here and the boys more specifically and hang out with BT and I for a little bit. But I don't think that it's an Aaron Boone problem. I do think it's a culture problem. But to say that Aaron Boone breeds a losing culture, I mean, they did just get to the World Series a year ago. So I understand why people are calling for Boone's job. I myself have said that I would have made a change with Cashman and Boone dating back to 2021, but more about Cashman and organizational philosophy and roster construction than it was about the manager. This is going back to 2021. The manager just happened to be a part of it, collateral damage. Like if you fire the general manager and Cashman, you're not going to keep Aaron Boone. The same way that I would say now, okay, you fire Aaron Boone. You think that the Yankees' problems are going to be solved? Their roster's a mess. They are poorly constructed. They have been poorly constructed for years. And there is a culture that lacks accountability. They don't develop their younger players. Like anything else you need me to go over? How is that on the manager? I get it. He's going to be front and center. He's the one that you don't like. The one thing I would say about Boone, and you're starting to see a different version of Boone, and I think the real version of Boone starting to come out. One thing I would say, Boone's got to be himself, regardless here. Maybe he was too protective of his players for the bulk of his time here. Boone's fiery. We've seen it on the field. We've seen it in some interviews. You've seen it in the postgame sometimes. He's fiery. Just be himself. If he could be himself here, I think there's a way out of this, and I think the Yankees would benefit because of that. Enough with the coddling these guys. Like, I get it. You want to protect the players. You're not going to rip them to shreds. But if the old way isn't working, maybe I have to figure something else out. But I do think Boone's true self is that he doesn't put up with this nonsense. There's no way Aaron Boone will want his team to be as sloppy as the Yankees have been. I don't think the Yankees hierarchy or front office has done them any favors as far as the roster they put together. They could say it's a better team than last year. They could say it's more down. I call BS on that. Nonsense. It's worse than it was a year ago. It's worse. This isn't the manager's fault. But, hey, they better get it turned around, and they know that. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll finish up with your calls on the other side. 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for the performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. That's what I like. I like making the entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles, Escalade IQ, the Optic, the Vistic, and the Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I need my glasses.
I was reading the wrong column.
I can't see a thing without my glasses.
Damn straight.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute. As you've probably heard by now, Shedeur Sanders starts the Browns' preseason opener tonight. There's been a lot of deep thinking about what this means for Cleveland's 4 QB battle. The team's decision means nothing. Shedeur is their only option to start this game. It will only matter if he plays his way in or out of more training camp reps this evening. I'm Andrew Bogish.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted brands like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for the game or just keep everyone refreshed. Still, sparkling, or flavored, there's something for everyone. And the best part, you call the shots. Whether you need a few cases or a few weeks supply, Primo's flexible delivery fits your schedule. So step up to the plate, hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands, the official water sponsor of MLB. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X-Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
He sent Rami down on the street. Rami, have you found the car?
Yes, please. I have found the car, so if anyone wants to come find a celebrity or slash your tires, they can come find
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Let's not say where it is or what kind of car. That's exactly right. All right, just hit me with it. Ticket or no?
There is no ticket.
Yes! Yes, Rami, we did it! Thank you! New York City!
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I was almost hoping there would be.
Oh, dude, I would have been so bothered. You're all right. Maybe the better reaction if I did get one, but I'm glad I don't have to worry about it. Thank you. Now you got to remind me, and I set my alarm. I got to make sure I pay that meter. There we go. It's not all that big.
All right.
Thank you, Rami. You get
Will
your
do. I'll see you soon.
Yep.
Yes, I get my Surfside.
Surfside, it's sitting right there. I went in during the break and got it. It is right there at your desk. Thank you very much. All right. There we go, Dove. It's going to be a good day. And no ticket, always a good day. All right, so I did screw up before. I apologize, Evan. We have Evan Roberts in studio as he gets set.
You never screw up.
Well, no, I screwed up. And when I do, we screw up quite a bit, but when I do, I acknowledge the mistake. I was over at SNY yesterday getting ready for the show, so I couldn't click the link and listen. I just was scrolling through, and I saw the WFAN Twitter account say, Evan says Juan Soto has earned the nickname Juan Solo.
Correct.
And I took that meaning like it's 25-1 or whatever, 26, yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, the caller called and clarified it.
Thank
Fair
you.
enough. But don't you think that might be a little bit of an issue here?
Not really. And by the way, even if it is an issue, it's baseball. They don't have to all like each other.
Right.
Do you and I like each other?
No, and we station's fine.
I mean, does BT and Boomer like each other? Does Big Mac and Keith like each other?
Right.
Like, this goes on and on. So I don't even care about that. I think that stuff's overrated. The whole locker rooms, I don't care about that.
All right.
He hits nothing but solo home runs, bro.
All right, now another issue, and this one is legit.
Go ahead.
You called the Mets. Let me just make sure it's legit. Go to the source himself. You said that they're nothing more than a mediocre team.
They have played that way for 3 months, and I'm concerned that's what they are. Absolutely.
And I don't
want to be right about that.
I don't have that concern. Do you know why?
Why?
Juan Soto. Juan Soto is, there's nothing about him that's mediocre. Obviously, we all have to acknowledge it has not been a great season. But even his worst is better than most. Him in the postseason is what's going to separate them from being mediocre and having the potential to be great.
They have been a below-average offense. You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. The facts back that up, so I'm glad you said yes.
Especially
below average.
Especially to their standards.
But forget their standards. They're a below-average offense based on stats.
All right, well, give me, like, which one
They are scoring, as a team, less runs than the average National League team.
Okay.
Which is a major disappointment. Juan Soto's a part of it. Even if Juan Soto turns it on, I don't know if this offense is ever going to be as good as we thought it was, which is why...
Well, because Vientos sucks or has sucked this year.
Yes.
Nimmo you can't trust.
Yes.
Someone could call him core 4. Yeah, but Soto to me is the least of the issues. And here's why...
He's a big part of it, yes.
No, well...
He's not the only thing, though, bro.
Understood, but if you believe that Soto's going to continue this the rest of the way, they're toast. If we don't think that Lindor, Alonso, and Soto are at some point going to click together, which they haven't, if they aren't going to do that, season's over. And what are you going to do? Roll it back again next year, maybe without Alonso. Nobody wants that. Lindor's not going anywhere. Soto's not going anywhere. Like, I'll take my chances with those big three.
I mean, I'm going to take my chances. I don't have any other choice. And I also know if you make the playoffs, just got hot at the right time. But we have a sample size now going back to late April where they're a 500 team. That's the reality. If you go back to late April since they swept the Phillies, their overall record is right at 500.
Yeah, all right, but
that's what they are.
You could pick out any part of the season.
I didn't pick any part of the season. I went back 3 months.
Okay, but you could go from July and say they've been a 500 team, but prior to that, they had the best record in baseball.
Now let's get to the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Okay? You think the biggest issue is I say they're mediocre. How about what you did Friday at 145?
What'd I do?
What'd you do Friday at 145?
I don't remember.
Oh, you don't know?
Friday, a week ago?
Friday at 1:45 p.m. A caller to our show brought this to my attention late yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dove has the audio prepared because he's not prepared.
Right.
No offense, Dove. I didn't set you up.
We're about to wrap it up. They got 1 foot out the door already. Yeah.
Sal was doing this unbelievable read because he's great at it. And all of a sudden throws in there, when the Mets win the NL East. You declared the division over.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a pal at Surfside.
So it's over? We won the division?
I didn't mean when. Did I say if?
You said when. You did not say if. Tiki analyzed it. When. So it's over. We won the division.
I meant if. You've been asking me that stupid question for 3 months. When the Mets win the division, we're going to be having a pallet delivered here to the station.
Bang. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Dove.
I didn't mean that. I meant if.
You didn't mean it. You said it, bro.
I meant... You don't think the Mets are going to win the division?
No.
Come on.
I don't think they're going to see first place again.
Come
It's not about being negative, Sal. Do I say you're negative when you say... It's how you feel. It's how I feel about this team right now. I'm concerned.
Right, but they won 7 in a row 2 weeks ago. How'd you feel then?
And what they do before that and after that.
But how did you... If I asked you in the midst of that 7-game winning streak, would you... Almost all this year, we were talking about this even off the air when you recorded. They're going to win the division. Come on. They're going to win
This recent stretch after winning 7 in a row is what's really hit me as, wow, they may just be mediocre. And I hope I'm wrong, bro. I'd love to sit here and apologize to you and everybody. Right. But as a Met fan, I'm deeply concerned. It's the middle of August. Their offense has sucked all year. I hope it changes.
I get it. I'm concerned that I'm not concerned.
I'm concerned that you're not concerned that you're not concerned. What is this?
My real feeling, thank you, Ev. I know you got to get ready for the show. We appreciate it. Evan and Tiki coming up
at
next.
least is over. Look at this guy. Never learned.
If. I said if.
No, you didn't.
Don't put this on me. By the way, I had Mendy on the other day. They almost got no hit. I was praying for it because hey, he will never come on with me again. They get no hit after he comes on. Thank God for Juan Soto. I'm not worried about it. The Mets or the Yankees. They'll be all right. All right, I'm going to be off on Monday. I'm going to take my wife to the movies. I'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with BT. So BT will be back for you on Monday. We'll be back to talk about the Mets, Yanks, football, all that happens this weekend.